Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Lancer Nation. Welcome to lovely Doomsday Corner. Yours truly, Nick Lawrence, English professor at USCL. We're going to be giving you the play-by-play in our doubleheader today against USC Salkehatchie, being joined by our color commentator, redshirt freshman Justice Knight. Say hi to the fans, Justice.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are having a lovely afternoon. It's certainly lovely out here.
We come in here riding, Justice, a 3-game win streak, including dramatic victory over Salkehatchie yesterday. I'm just kind of looking over the numbers here, 15-14. The play-by-play says that in the bottom of the ninth, Finn McLaughlin, the hero, ground ball to the left, scores Lutz, game over. Tell us a little bit about the ups and downs of that game. I mean, it was like we score 6 in the bottom of the first. They come back with 5 in the top of the second and then tack on a couple more in the third. Suddenly they're in the lead. I'm following this on Game Changer. I wasn't here. What kind of emotions was it like, and then how you guys ended it?
We were definitely frustrated throughout the day because we had multiple opportunities to put them away. Our coach wasn't the most happy with this because he knows we can be playing at a higher level, but we were able to get the win, and, it definitely feels better to win instead of a loss.
Would you say there were some, defensive lapses that led to all those runs? Because you certainly – Coach C couldn't have been unhappy with the bats.
Yeah.
So it had to have been maybe too many walks, too many, not quite as sharp on defense as what Coach C wanted to see, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what. After the game, the thing he called out first was our defense, and he said we just need to improve on it. So.
Yeah, and when you look at, when you look at Salkehatchie right now, they roll in here in a world of hurt. They've only won one game all season. They're on a 20-game losing streak, in fact.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity, as we seek to make up ground on everyone, and this is a very important series for that. I wonder just, how you guys felt coming into this series. Did you see this? Here we are. We have Florence Darlington and Gaston at the top. Both of them are nationally ranked. Florence Darlington in last week's national poll clocked in at 15th in the country. Gaston, by the way, who we beat Sunday, clocks in at 21st. Union at 8-8, and then we were at 7-8 in region, right under them. So, it seems to me this is a really important doubleheader to get some wins against the struggling young Salkehatchie team. I don't know. Did Coach C or do you guys find yourselves talking about that? Like, this is a big weekend. Let's get these kind of thing.
Oh yeah, before all our conference games, we kind of meet as a team and go over hey, this is what matters most right here. This record will kind of set us up good or bad. So give it your full effort.
Absolutely, and this is a big weekend if you're a baseball fan in general, right? Opening day was just a couple of days ago, Thursday for Major League Baseball. Very exciting baseball. Of course, college basketball coming to a climax as well. If you're a sports fan, it's kind of hard to beat. These last couple of weeks, USC women's basketball team continuing to roll, and just everything's kind of primed. And here we are, again, right in the middle of a really jockeying for position for those playoffs in Lexington. We can see here the umpires are setting up, and before you know it, we will be leading off with Salkehatchie. The coaches come out to give the umpires their lineup cards, perhaps shake hands, and I got to give a hat tip. I believe this is the first time since we've done one of these games that you guys busted out the blue uniforms. Those are my favorite, of course. I think they're pretty sharp. Let's see what happens.
See, my personal favorite is the whites. All white, can't go wrong with it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I like those.
You like the whites. What about in general? Do the players tend to have opinions about that? Like overall, do y'all talk about that?
Sometimes you can get easy to get dirty, and it's hard to get stains out when you wear all white. So some players prefer the blues.
Well, okay. So as we set up here with the young man on the mound we're going to see today for USC Lancaster is C.J. Lincoln's going to be given the ball. Justice. He's riding a 3-3 record, a 6.50 ERA, a walk-to-strikeout ratio of only 12 walks and 28 strikeouts. So, that 6.50 ERA, I guess, he would probably, that is CJ, prefer, a little bit better statistic than that, but the walk strikeout ratio looks good, and he's been a workhorse for you guys. Tell us a little bit about CJ. Maybe people, we've talked about him before, but what people can look for, what kind of pitches he throws. How will we know if he's on, that kind of thing?
I mean, he's been on for us all season. It was his last outing that kind of made that ERA kind of skyrocket a little bit. But, he's very, very dominant from the left-hand side. He's got great stuff, so it'll be fun to watch him today.
Big, tall, left-handed pitcher.
Yep.
And we'll talk a little bit more about him. I guess he hasn't gotten his warm-up throws yet. So you say he had a rough outing the last time. Was that one of the games we streamed, or was that on the road?
Yeah, it was it was one of the games we streamed where he kind of gave up a couple runs.
That must have been
on.
the Union Series.
I think so, yeah.
And so that that was kind of a wild series where we, just sort of I can look at it here. Sort of talking about at this point, y'all, Lancaster's general ride. We have won 3 in a row, as I say. The games last weekend against Gaston College, lost the first game 9-5, lost the second game 8-0, but then came back strong and beat Gaston 4-1. Then beat Surrey Community College in the middle of the week. Tell us about that game. Midweek games, not really able to do. I'm teaching at 1 o'clock. That looked like it was a pretty high-scoring affair. 14-10. We sort of jumped all over Surrey there. How'd that one go?
Even though we won our last 2 games, our coach has been a little frustrated with us because we've been growing all season, and then these last 2 games we come out flat. We're still able to get the win, but we're not playing at the level that we can.
Yeah. You guys at 7-8 in the region, I would say it's time to really pour it on and to use this series as the one.
Yeah.
This is hey, you pick up a couple of games here. Let some of the other regional teams. You can see the guys huddling. By the way, y'all, obviously, if you're following us, Lancer Nation, you see that we are streaming on YouTube, but the link is on Facebook, and we strongly encourage you to please like our as we see CJ take the mound. He's going to get his warm-ups. We encourage you to please like our Facebook page and, follow the posts. Our social media content coordinator, Verenio Delgado, was on the field yesterday. Perhaps you saw her, Justice.
Yep.
She's been taking some amazing still shots or action shots of the guys. And just crisp. Coach Calhoun, I know, loves those photographs. They're all over the Facebook page. You got a little Britney Spears cranking in the background while CJ throws his pitches. I got to approve of that. I don't know if you've had a chance to check out some of Verenia's content posting, Justice, but those pictures are awfully smooth.
Yeah, I see her walking around with the camera. I really appreciate her capturing kind of like just the daily stuff of what we do. It means a lot.
Yeah, we're trying to build a little bit of an empire here, and also, for that matter, we, our spring teams. We got the volleyball team and the soccer team are playing spring games. They're rolling along pretty well. Kind of odd for them as CJ continues to throw his pitches because as we work out lunch in the booth here, we're going to be doing lunch in between games. Blake Falkenberry running point on that. But yeah, the volleyball team and the soccer team, kind of a little bit odd situation because here they are playing spring games, but they've got reinforcements coming in the fall, so it's like they don't quite know who they are. But we post about that too on the Facebook page. Please join us. CJ Lincoln, left-handed pitcher, sophomore, from Aiken, South Carolina, clocks in at 6'6", 255. That's got to be an intimidating presence on the mound there, Justice, when you're looking at it. And here we've got for Salkehatchie, the leadoff hitter will be Wellman. Owen Wellman comes in, left-handed hitter, batting .333 with a .333 on base percentage, and that first pitch is squibbed foul. Let's get that Game Changer app rolling, as if I don't have enough things going on my phone here. Looks like our third baseman kind of creeping in a little bit there, Justice. What's going on with that?
Well, first pitch, he showed bunt and just fouled it straight back. So
now we're on high alert.
Yeah.
And so Lincoln here, West, that is Zach West over there at third base, kind of creeping in a little bit. Here comes the delivery. That is fouled straight back. I would have caught that, y'all, if that cage hadn't been there. Maybe Justice. It seemed like that one was more coming to you, buddy. If you're geographically within the sound of our voice, is the 0-2 pitch. And that is a strike three. Beautiful pitch there. Tailing away off speed, breaking stuff. This will bring up Victor Villela, batting 103, and with an on-base percentage of 186. Again, this is a very young, this is a very young Salkehatchie team. We expect to see them bounce back. This is an awfully rough region, and it's easy to fall into a losing streak. But sometimes, I would say the coach over at Salk is like, okay, I just want to kind of get a look here at what I'm building for next year at this point. Wouldn't you say? Like when you're having this kind of a season, that is a swing and a miss from Lincoln to even the count at 1-1. What do you know about the Salk team, Justice? Like, do you know guys from like travel circuit or just off-season fall action or just like friendships throughout the state? I know you're not from the state, but like I just wonder if you know any connections there.
I'm not really familiar. I don't even really know where the area is or how far away it is. I've kind of heard it mentioned, maybe like an hour and a half.
That is a beautiful pitch catching the corner of the plate there. They're in the southern part of the state, not that far from Charleston. They actually split their business between the Allendale and Walterboro campuses. They are part of the Palmetto College system to which we belong as well. Here comes the pitch from Lincoln. That is outside. Boy, I remember serving on faculty senate. That is a long drive. So, I mean, I wonder if they spent the night last night. Maybe you can find that out in between games. Did they spend the night or did they? And that is ball 4 to Villela. That'll bring up Mathis. Mathis hitting third. Brock Mathis comes in batting right-handed, hitting 250. He's their third baseman. So now we have a runner on first. And let's see what kind of runner we've got in Villela, according to the numbers anyway. Doesn't seem like much of a steal threat. The umpire maybe thought Lincoln was delivering too quickly. Slowing things down a little bit there, perhaps.
Yeah, it looked a little frustrated.
Mathis standing back in. Lincoln now with a runner on first. The pitch forthcoming. Ooh, that had a nasty break on it. Had fur on it. Broke in there for strike one. Beautiful pitch. We're gaining some attendance here. I was going to say, if you're within the geographic reach of my voice, calling out the lovely Doomsday Corner and check us out. That is sharply grounded through the hole between Barron and West in the left field for a base hit. Salkehatchie trying to threaten early. Runners on first and second. It looks like Lincoln's got good stuff. I don't know what happened there. That'll bring up the big right-handed Stevens, number 32. Stevens, their right fielder. Logan Stevens comes in hitting 180 with a home run and 7 RBIs. An RBI opportunity here for Stevens. And the pickoff attempt over to Lutz, runner in safely, that is Villela. So we are back to it. Nice little pickoff effort to second. Always a dangerous throw, Justice. It's risky. Here comes the pitch. That had teeth on it. That dives down for a strike at the knees. 0-1. You don't have to overthink this, Just focus on getting the hitter, right? Like, It's a high-stress pitch, but not that high stress. Like, let's all just kind of chill out a little bit here. That is a swing and a miss. Looked like he took something off that. The hitter was way out in front of that one, huh?
Yeah.
Now we're looking at 0-2. He's been ahead of the hitters.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. Sometimes our pitchers are doing a great job getting ahead. They just get these weak little ground ball hits.
Hard to close the deal sometimes. That is squibbed foul near our vaunted USCL dugout. The boys in blue take the ball. Hey, baseballs are expensive. You got to keep track of those baseballs. Here comes another 0-2 pitch with runners on first and second. Villela trying to dance a little bit, cause problems over there. Here comes the pitch. That is high. Ball 1, 1-2. Behind the plate, we have Gilden, by the way, for the first game. Tell us a little bit about Gilden's defensive season that he might be having.
Coming in as a freshman, I mean, at first you could tell he had a little uncomfortable behind the plate, but man, he's worked his tail off, and now I trust him completely back there.
That is a strikeout of Stevens, a diving ball in the dirt that Gilden scooped up with ease. Yeah, we talk about how hard it is to play catcher and to be a freshman, you know. This brings up Alex Morgan hitting 175 with a 299 on base percentage. We now have 2 outs. That is such a hard position to play at the college level. We've talked about this before. It'll be interesting to see Gilden's work behind the plate. Here comes Lincoln with the delivery. Barron slides back over into the hole. Oh, dear, and the throw is going to squib into center field, though, but the runners will not advance. So that was a complex play. We end up with strike 1. Gilden tries to throw to second, but there's really no one home. But Dylan Baker said, nobody's running on my watch. So now the count is 0-1 to Mr. Morgan. Villela continues to dance, playing with Barron's feelings a little bit. Barron goes back to his position. Fouled straight back. Barron strikes me as an awfully smooth defensive shortstop, Justice.
Oh, yeah.
What would you say about his work? I mean, I've seen him make some fine plays for us, in all the games I've watched.
It's almost like art, the way he can just smoothly and just quickly get rid of that ball.
And he and Lutz, here comes the pitch. That is a beautiful pitch. That's going to take care of all kind of business on Morgan, and in they come. So we end up with a walk, a single, but 3 strikeouts, right?
Yeah.
Lincoln strikes out the side, and the boys in blue come out to congratulate the defense as we move into the middle inning here. So well done by Lincoln, shaking off what could have been a frustrating, experience. Anyway, I was going to say, watching Lutz and Barron play together at short and second, that's always kind of a special relationship as a baseball fan. When you want those guys, they're in the middle of everything together. You've been playing baseball since how long?
Since I was a little kid, long as I can remember.
Is it your experience that translates into off the field, that whoever's at short and second, they find themselves like hanging out sometimes and that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah, it definitely can be. I mean, you practice with your position players every day, so they tend to be your closer friends.
That is very interesting. By the way, we're going to lead off with Zach West. Zach West comes in hitting .354 with a monstrous .476 on base percentage. Very impressive there. What can you tell us about the year West is having?
I mean, he's been streaky. If I can think about it, I haven't remember a game where he hasn't got a hit in the last couple weeks. So he's been on fire.
He had 3 hits yesterday. He had an RBI and scored 2 runs. So, the man is putting in work. And here he is clocking in as our third baseman. See if we can learn a little bit more about Mr. West. He's a freshman.
Yep.
It's interesting the website lists him as shortstop and second, but we've got him at third. He must be a very versatile player.
We had him at shortstop in the earlier in the year, but it kind of made more sense to move him over to third because that's what we needed for a little bit. So he's been doing great there.
Okay, and so as that happens, let's talk a little bit about Salk's pitcher, right-handed hurler, whose name is Castles. Caleb Castles comes in with an 8.63 ERA with a 25 walks to 13 strikeouts. And so it feels like this is a pitcher, if we're patient against, as Carter comes in running the music here. Always very important, that walk-up music, isn't it, Carter? Very important. Yeah, he's been doing this splendidly, by the way. Okay, here's going to come the first pitch to Zach West from Castles. Pours that in like honey for strike 1. Nice pitch there. I do not know anything about this pitcher, but we'll just have to watch and see, I suppose. That dives into the dirt to even the count. But with his very high on-base percentage, I think we could say with some confidence that West is a patient hitter. Here comes the 1-1. Strike two, swinging. He looked like he was trying to really drive that ball. West does have a home run on the year. He's got 18 RBIs. So he falls a little behind here at 1-2. But that is not going to do it. Outside and low to even the count at 2-2. Thank you so much for joining us here today at lovely Doomsday Corner, y'all. We're in the bottom of the second inning of Game 1 against division rival Salkehatchie, and we're trying to build on yesterday's exciting victory. Here comes the pitch. That is a towering foul ball. The first baseman, Faulkner, gives chase, but nothing's going to happen there, so the count remains at 1-2. A little bit of chatter from the dugout, trying to get West pumped up. The pitch is fouled straight back. The count remains 1-2.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
It is beautiful. And tell us, we're going to give you numbers on the crowd, but more and more people are showing up. I'm going to ask you a question here in a moment. Here comes the pitch. That is a rather nasty curveball, but it's inside even the count. Yesterday was a surprise reschedule because of impending weather Sunday for us to even play yesterday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay, so that's why. Is it supposed to rain tomorrow?
It is, that's right.
Okay.
So, and here comes the 2-2. Castle's a rather fast worker, I would say. Hard to get words in. That's slapped foul by West down the right field line, nothing doing. What kind of crowd did you guys draw yesterday, given the surprise nature of a Friday at 1 game? I mean, did some people still roll in, or how'd that go?
Not huge numbers, but some of the students actually had came to our game, so that was nice. I mean, early on in the day, people have work, people have things going on. So
I know that Verinia brought some of her soccer colleagues to the game, and that was wonderful. That is. Ooh, is it fair? Is it fair? No, it is not. It is foul. Verinia has a road game today for a spring soccer game. That's why she's not with us. But we hope to have her with us taking pictures and perhaps joining us in the booth in streams to come, which we have multiple to offer the rest of the way. Right, Blake? Yeah. Yes, we do. All right, here comes the 2-2. It's been a battle here. West with another foul ball. A lot of pitches being thrown by Castles already to just this one pitcher, and we talked about West's high on base percentage. Perhaps you're seeing a little bit of that on display right now with him fouling off some of these pitches are very nasty, I would say. Here comes another one.
Ooh,
that will be ball 4. All along I thought the count was 2-2, but Game Changer had fooled me. And it was 3-2. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That was a full count pitch. I would have emphasized the drama had I known. That'll bring up Isaiah Lutz. We talked about him a little bit. His work at second. 290 hitter with a 408 on base percentage. Tell us a little bit about Isaiah's offensive season so far.
Again, another freshman coming in and just providing from day one, earning a spot. So it'll be exciting to see that this year and next year.
It's very exciting to have. We have a lot of freshmen this year. We're much younger than we were. Lutz had 2 hits yesterday, drew a walk, and scored 4 runs. So it seems like I bet he got his uniform awfully dirty as West is chased back to first. West on the season has thieved a couple of bases like a rogue in the night. Here's Lutz standing in now. Smooth fielding second baseman, trying to make something happen here. That is chopped to third. Oh, looks like they're going to go to 2, but I don't think he was on the bag. Oh, Calhoun is the opposite of happy.
Crowd not happy.
And that looks like one of those calls. We're going to have to call that a fielder's choice. Sometimes, and that'll put Lutz on first for McLaughlin, who had the decisive game-ending hit and ended up with 2 RBIs. Sometimes the umpire will give grace and allow for a player to be off the bag on that play.
Yeah.
But he seemed way off to me there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's inside. Calhoun must Must be like reminding himself to be chill. It's going to
Yeah.
be a long day. Like, he's a little, I bet, he's a little more upset than he's letting on. But he's like, all right, I saw what happened there. I'm going to let it go. Here's McLaughlin now with Lutz dancing on first. That ball is going to have to be ruled a wild pitch. And Lutz will take second. Castles, I think that one just got away from him. Lutz has 4 steals on the year. That of course, not a steal, but he is on second, and I guess what it says to us is he's got some wheels. He can run. So
Oh, yeah.
McLaughlin with a nice RBI opportunity here. Let's see what the big man can do. He's been our big RBI provider all year, hasn't he, Justice?
Yep, him and Luke.
Him and Garabedian. That is a ground ball. Nice play by the shortstop. The throw, he got him. Nice play by Soto there. Moves the runner over, though. So now we have a runner on third with 2 outs for the aforementioned Garabedian, the first baseman. Luke had 3 RBIs yesterday, scored a run and had a hit. So a nice performance by him, including, let's see what happens here. That is poured in for a strike. So here we have Castles trying to get out of a little bit of a jam. Garabedian with a nice RBI opportunity. A bit of a shady call in the early part of this frame. But we're going to just live with it and move on. The pitch that is driven to deep left field. How far back will it go? Not far enough. Rape is there. And so that will be a loud out. And that'll end the bottom of the first. So at the end of 1, ladies and gentlemen, your USCL Lancers tied with the Salkehatchie baseball team 0-0. And again, congratulations to Coach Calhoun for, I thought he might, have an intellectual discourse with the umpire there after that frame, but he did not.
Yeah, it's growth.
Growth, right? He's always
Yeah.
preaching growth to you guys, right? You can't get upset. I mean, sometimes I feel like you need to get upset.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But that's maybe we save the powder for later. All right, so Lincoln's getting his warm-up throws in. We're going to be doing a bit of a announcement on behalf of MUSC Health at the end of this frame. I had to get it nice and revved up. I have to talk so fast because it's kind of a long announcement there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, what we're going to be looking at here is Soto. Soto, the shortstop who made a rather smooth play. Earlier, Ryan Soto hits 268, comes in here hitting 268. A 396 on base percentage, so evidently one of their more effective offensive players. We'll see what Mr. Soto did yesterday. Well, he had 4 hits is what he had. Scored 3 runs, had an RBI. So, a little bit of a guy. This guy's on a roll a little bit here. Let's see what happens if CJ can settle down. As everyone gets set, Soto, the right-handed hitter, strides to the plate. And Lincoln sets up. That is ruled a little high, and it's going to be 1-0. Lincoln's throwing awfully hard. I wonder if between innings you can get a radar gun count for us there. What do you think, Justice?
Yeah, I
While I'm
definitely
reading
can.
that public service announcement, that catches the inside corner. I'd like to know what his highest velocity hit has been so far, to be honest, because it does feel like he's throwing some gas.
I can actually figure that out after this inning because we actually chart all our pitches.
Absolutely. Here comes the 1-1. That is a swing and a miss. It is now 1-2. Nice pitch there. Oh, and already the guys, we've got such great guys.
85, I think he's topping right now.
Look at that. What's your name, sir? Shane Cooper comes through. He heard me asking. That is chopped high. Nice play by Barron, but I don't think he had a play at all there,
Nah.
Justice.
It's a tough play. You got to cover a lot of ground. Also, awkward throw, too.
Yeah, just hard. William Rape comes in now. He is the left fielder. He bats. Lincoln sets up to face Rape. He comes in hitting 149 with a 241 on base percentage, but now there's a threat. There's Soto on first. The pickoff play, nothing doing there. Soto features a couple of stolen bases, so you got to watch out for that. So 85 is what he's topped out at, is what you're saying, Justice, so far.
Yep.
That's pretty freaking fast for JUCO pitching, you know. Like that's a nice, strong arm on the young man. What would you say the highest you've seen him clock out has been this season?
I think he's been up to 87, maybe 88 once.
Yeah.
So maybe he could climb up there a couple times during this game. We'll see.
Who's your hardest thrower in the staff right now?
Right now I would have to say Luke Hardig, I think, with 91.
Wow.
Maybe 92, or Marco.
Okay. Marco,
I forget his last name. It's very long. I don't want to mispronounce it. Let's
okay.
see.
Looks like the umpire and Lincoln are having some conversations.
Because Marco's not on the roster because he's a red shirt.
Oh, okay. Hardig is more of a reliever, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so here comes the pitch now. It's 1-0. I don't know what they were talking about there, but Soto continues to dance. The pitch. That misses the inside part of the plate, 1-1. We do seem to be drawing a pretty decent crowd here today, though. It is so gorgeous out here. Beautiful day for baseball. We've been really fortunate this season with some gorgeous weekend day games. Here comes the 2-0 from CJ. That is skied high. I believe the right fielder is going to drift in. Knuckles, Brady Knuckles. It's hard to beat that for a name. Brady with the smooth play. That'll bring up Faulkner, the first baseman. Faulkner comes in. Of course, I can't help as an English professor, but think about the literary implications of that name, Faulkner. Zach Faulkner hitting .069. Goodness. Let's see what he did yesterday. I guess we're seeing him for the first time as a team. That catches the bottom part of the plate for strike one. If you're just joining us, here's Soto dancing on first. We're in the top of the second. 0-0. Here comes the pitch from CJ. No, another pickoff attempt, and Garabedian is there, but Soto is back safely. 1 out. Runner on first. Faulkner at the plate. Not William Faulkner, but Zach Faulkner. Here comes the pitch. That is a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. The umpire makes sure everybody's okay. I believe the count is now 0-2. Game changers being slow, and it hurt me once, and so now I feel a little burned. But I believe it's 0-2. The delivery. Flirted with the corner, toyed with it a little bit, but didn't quite get it. 1-2 is your count. And another pickoff attempt, keeping Soto honest over there. Salkehatchie, we speak of the long drive, but they did bring some fans, Justice. Like they've got some family members, I guess, over there posted up. We got a nice umbrella action. That's going to miss down low and outside for 1-2. So Faulkner making Lincoln work a little bit after falling behind. Of course, the pickoff plays are drawing out the at-bat too, right?
Yeah.
Here comes the delivery. That is skied into center. Baker drifts back. And he catches that ball off the top of the fence. Robbery. Highway robbery by Dylan Baker. One of the best defensive plays you're going to see there. I mean, that ball was gone. He just grabbed it on, grabbed it off the top there. Gorgeous play.
As a pitcher, man, that's just got to be the biggest sigh of relief. Instead of giving up 2, you get an out.
That'll bring up Luke Palyak. Now we're looking at 2 outs. A runner still on first. Palyak comes in hitting .250. He takes a strike there. 370 on base percentage. That was the play of the game so far. Mr. Baker got to be feeling pretty good about himself. Palyak did have an RBI, drew a couple of walks last game. Yeah, that saved 2 runs. Yeah. So you're right. From CJ's point of view, it's like That ball squibs away, but Gilden's there. It's like, let's get that young man a steak tonight for dinner. So, that's good for the old ERA, right?
Oh, yeah.
So our scoreboard is once again like, what's going on? A lot of technical difficulties. That is outside as well to move the count to, I suppose, 1-1. Blake and I have talked about that scoreboard before. How old did you say you think it is, Blake? He says it's been around a while, and by that, I'm going to guess more than 10 years. That pitch is inside. Soto goes for second. I believe they got him. What a throw from Gilden. He got him. And, the defense stands tall. Palyak will be hitting again, but what a defensive showing. Gilden throws the cannon to end the hopes and dreams and desires of Salkehatchie at the end as we end the top of the second. Let's see if I can find now the MUSC announcement that it's always important that we share. Don't let an injury hurt your game. The MUSC Health Sports Medicine team of physicians, athletic trainers, and physical therapists evaluate and treat athletes of all ages. Go to muschealth.org sports to learn how they can get you back in the game with 3 convenient locations in Chester, Indian Land, and Lancaster. Our team is dedicated to providing you the excellent care you deserve. Your MUSC Health Sports Medicine team for today's game is Caitlin Krayschik. And Caitlin, Justice, by the way, looks out for both teams, right? She's doing double duty there. And so MUSC Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the new team in town. The hitter, meanwhile, will be Brady Knuckles, arguably the best name on the team, although there's some others. Brady comes in hitting .321 with an awfully braggadocious .471 on base percentage. He had a couple of RBIs yesterday, playing right. Tell us a little bit about what you've been seeing from Brady lately, Justice.
I mean, you saw on-base percentage really high, but his defensive plays have actually been nice for us, making some good plays in right and saving some runs.
He's got a really nice cannon of an arm in right, which you pretty much have to have.
Yep.
He stands in now, and Castles will be giving the delivery. Let's get something going here in the bottom of the second. Knuckles shows bunt, but that pitch is outside. That's going to draw the third baseman in for Salk. You're kind of playing with the team's emotions when you show bunt in a variety of ways. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That is deeply inside. The count is now 2-0, and I'm waiting for Game Changer to update, but I can handle it, you guys. Like, I can remember 2 pitches. I'm not that old yet. The count is now 2-0. Here comes the pitch, and that is poured in for a strike. Castles gets a little bit of nice movement on his pitches there. I mean, I know he has a high ERA, but he's got some stuff, doesn't he, Justice? Yeah. I believe it's 2-1. I believe the scoreboard is wrong, but we will see soon enough. He shows bunt. That is going to miss. I believe we're at 3-1 now. Yes, we are at 3-1. Knuckles ahead in the count. Looking for something to drive, I would say, Justice. That's not going to do it. So we were talking about his big, bad on-base percentage, and there it is. That'll bring up Mr. Gilden. Aaron Gilden comes in hitting .309 with a .344 on base percentage, and as we saw, has a cannon of an arm. Gilden had 3 RBIs and 3 hits yesterday. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that after this first pitch. Strike one. Tell us a little bit about Gilden's offensive year. We talked about his great arm.
Just real explosive at the plate. Really good power, good discipline. I mean, as a freshman, it's impressive the stuff he can do.
Looks like some of those RBIs came off of a double based on the chart I've been given here. Here comes the pitch. That is drilled into the hole. Into the hole. Base hit into the hole. That'll drive Knuckles over to second. And now we're doing some country cooking as Barron stands in with, what's the name of that song, Justice?
Is this Pocket Full of Sunshine?
Pocket Full of Sunshine.
Yep.
That is right. Perhaps my favorite of the walk-up songs. And Barron having himself a solid year. He's hitting 250, 344 on base percentage, but as we've said, has been manning that shortstop position. Let's see the pitch here. That is drilled into the hole as well. That is a base hit in the hole. Calhoun is sending the runner. The runner is coming. The runner is going to be safe.
Wow.
Safe. A bang-bang play. Barron says, thank you very much. I'll take the RBI. Runners at first and second. Wow, that was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. The catcher,
Justice,
you can see, thought he got him, so it was a close play.
The catcher thought he got him, but he did not.
He did not.
And so now runners at first and second for Dylan Baker, who made a Spider-Man sort of play on the center field before. Great moment here. If Dylan were to just get a hold of one, there would be joy in Lancasterville. The pitch is hammered foul. Dylan Baker seems like he might be having a little bit of an off here at the plate, hitting 147 with a 256 on base percentage. Of course, we've got him hitting at the bottom of the lineup. He did get a hit yesterday and a walk, and that is drilled, even as I say that, to deep left field. He wants me to take it back. That ball is gone. Aunt Minnie had to open the window, and all kinds of runs are going to score. Baker is having himself a game, ladies and gentlemen. He just got all of that and then some. The crowd proverbially goes wild as, Barron scores. My pencil
swing.
has lost its mind, Justice. The dugout explodes. The score is now 4-0. That will bring Wilson, the left fielder, to the plate. Our 9-hitter, Cody Wilson, hitting 250 with a 310 on base percentage. I want to ask you a question after this pitch. That misses inside. The numbers, I said, were sort of going against Dylan Baker offensively, even though he made the great catch. But, man, do you see that kind of power often in him at practice? Because, it looked to me
day.
like – just talk about that a little bit.
You see with the size, he has a lot of power. And when he gets a hold of that ball, man, it can go far.
Wilson. And so this is one of those things, I think, where, statistics don't tell the tale. What we're seeing here is growth. And, wow, that was like a big-time swing against – a pretty high velocity pitch. He just tattooed it. And You've talked before about how right-handed hitters love that left field porch anyway.
Yep.
But that ball would have been over anywhere.
Oh yeah, piece that one.
That is drilled in the center by Wilson. Center fielder is not going to have a play. Wilson digging for more. He's greedy. He's going to slide in there, and he's safe.
Wow.
A sliding double for Wilson. And so what we're talking about here is some hustle. Coach Calhoun has them running. There are no outs. Zach West, who walked, is going to come to the plate now. It's 4-0. Castles is getting roughed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Calhoun looks animated. He looks happy. I don't know. Does he ever really look happy? I don't know. I'd like to get a shot of him smiling, Blake. If you could ever find that, that would be hard to do. Here comes the pitch. That squibs away, and Wilson digs for third. What do you think? We'll see how Game Changer rules it, but that to me is a wild pitch, Justice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. That one kind of just made it hard for his catcher.
So the fifth run is now 90 feet away. And West happily stands in. He'd love to taste himself an RBI here. Castles now, goodness gracious, we are only in the second inning, is closing in on his 34th pitch. Here it comes. That is a swing and a miss for Mr. West. Runner at third, no outs. USCL has erupted. Dylan Baker has lost his mind.
Yeah, Rob and hit a home run.
Rob's a home run. He hits a home run. That ball is in the dirt. So, the count, I believe, is 2-1. I was so excited, I kind of lost track. Let's see what happens here. West digs in a 2-1 count. Wilson stands 90 feet away. This is going to be pitch 36. The umpire slows things down a little bit. Infield creeping in. Slow curve ball, sort of 12-6. Was that celebration because of the way someone in the dugout caught that ball?
I don't know. I couldn't see, but
Like,
I heard some chatter.
I believe that somebody must have made a nice play in the dugout. Boy, those guys support each other no matter what they do. Here comes the 2-2, and another foul pitch. West had a long at bat last inning.
Yeah.
It feels like we deja vu all over again. West with a long at bat. The umpire wants new baseballs, and I want a diamond tennis bracelet. But
That
the
does sound
umpire is
nice.
going to get what he wants probably more readily than I am. Here comes the 2-2, and that is going to be a strikeout. So Castles takes care of West there. That'll bring up Lutz, who hit into that, dare I say it, controversial fielder's choice. Isaiah is technically going to be 0 for 1, but, you know, your mileage may vary. So RBI opportunity for Lutz, one away. That ball is poured in there for a strike. It looks like Castles is trying to battle back a little bit after some true damage has been done. We need more here, Justice. Hammered into left field. That's down the line. That's trouble. Wilson will just dance his way in very calmly. Lutz with a stand-up double. We're going to chalk that up as an RBI. Wilson with the run. Beautiful piece of hitting by Mr. Lutz there. That'll bring up McLaughlin now with a runner on second and one down. Wow. What a piece of
you said we need more runs, and he got us a run.
You know what? I'd like to think we're good luck charms. I mean, we should be. We're awfully good looking. That should count for something up here in the dugout. Here comes the pitch to our RBI machine, Finn McLaughlin.
Ooh.
And that ball is way inside. McLaughlin, a little bit of Kevin Bacon from Footloose kind of move there. He just kind of danced his way out. And here comes the manager. It may be that the Salk staff has seen enough today. Let's see what happens. Are they just talking, or is it going to be the hook? And Carter always enjoys these moments. Some fun music to represent the problems, the complexity of it all.
The Wii Sports song, nice.
Yeah. The what now?
The Wii Sports song.
Is this the Wii Sports song?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Is it Wii Sports has a general song, kind of like EA Sports? It's in the game. Is this like that for Wii?
Yeah, this might be the title screen music if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I'm not that familiar with Wii as an institution. It looks like they're going to leave Castles in. The manager probably just went up there and said something to him like, "Hey, let's get a couple of outs."
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here. McLaughlin got a shave and a haircut, 2 bits on that pitch. I mean, he had to do a little bit of a dancing, a little bit of Elvis shaking there to get out of the way of that one. It's 1-0. Lutz on second. Let's see if Lutz pays their defense back and does a little dancing of his own the way they messed with him when he was on defense. That ball is high and outside, 2-0. We talked about Lutz's base running before. He does have 4 swipes on the season. That suggests to me, Justice, that he just kind of picks his moments. Like, he's not out here trying to steal every time.
Yeah.
Here comes the 2-0. Let's see. That's a curveball for a strike. I do like the lead Lutz is taking. I don't know if our video covers the runner, Blake, at second. Can we see that? Can we get a look at that? He's taking an awfully liberal lead. I mean, we would even call that like a New Deal FDR kind of lead there. Dancing off a little bit further and further. McLaughlin calls time. Maybe that curveball bugged him a little bit, and he's thinking about that. Still ahead in the count, 2-1. McLaughlin last time grounded out. The designated hitter, McLaughlin, stands in now. The count is 2-1. Lutz again trying to expand his lead. That is hammered to deep right, but I don't think he got enough. I could be wrong. I'm not wrong. The ball is caught by Stevens, and Lutz will take third. So we'll call that a sac fly. I mean, right?
Almost a tater.
Almost a tater. That's right. We forgot to say tater when Baker hit. We were so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, please like our Facebook feed that you used to get to this YouTube feed. We're trying to build our page, build engagement for the baseball team and all our young student athletes. Here's Garrett Bedian stands in, who flew out to left last time. He has hit another fly ball to left, but that is foul this time. We have Lutz 90 feet away. Chance for an RBI from Mr. Garabedian, Monsieur Garabedian, who did have 3 RBIs yesterday, and he's having a heck of a year as he takes one low. Garabedian hitting 277, 3 home runs, 466 on base percentage. Now, we know a lot of that is just getting hit, because my goodness. But he's got a great eye in general. That's high and outside. He's ahead in the count. Seems like that's part of how you get a good on-base percentage, right, Justice? You got to get ahead in the count, make the pitcher throw pitches, which, by the way, Castle's closing in now on 47 pitches here, and we're only in the second. That is low and inside. Low, low, low. Garabedian calmly steps back in with a 3-1 commanding, towering count. Lutz ready to score. That's not going to do it. That's a walk for Garabedian. So now, bam, Knuckles for the second time this inning, Justice. How's it feel when a team bats around and you come up to bat again?
Depends on what side you're on. If you're the pitcher, not feeling great.
No, I'm talking about as an offense.
Oh, you
like,
love
let's
it.
celebrate it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, I get to hit twice in this inning. Like, we're playing some baseball today. Knuckles got it all started with a walk, and now he has a chance to do some true damage. Get it, Mr. Knuckles. Runners on first and third. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, way high and inside. Knuckles has to duck. See, this is why I didn't particularly love playing baseball. That pitch coming at your head and you have to duck. I mean, I prefer it up here in the booth. I admire the grit of these young men. The count is 1-0. The pitch. Swing and a miss to even the count. And I look forward to hearing the tally for our crowd, because it does seem to be growing more and more as the gorgeous day rolls on. So, with a 1-1 count, Castle's desperate to get out of this inning. Throws a fastball right by Brady there. That'll put Castle's ahead in the count. One of the first times we've seen that today.
Yeah.
There are 2 outs. The count is 1-2. Knuckles hitting for the second time today. He got all this started. He scored on Baker's towering home run. Flying insect. Be gone. Foul ball. We got anything to swat that thing with?
I think I can get it with my hat. If it was a B,
you
I'd
get it
let
with the
live.
hat? Like, let's see if you can get it. Like, we'll give you an RBI if you get it with the hat. Oh, it is mayhem in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. It is war between humans and nature. I teach that in English 101, by the way. Foul tip, strike 3. And finally, mercifully, if you're Salk, the inning comes to a close, but not before. Dylan Baker leads the way. And that wasp, is it a wasp? Is it a hornet? What even is that?
Yeah, it looks like a wasp. If it was a bee, I would have let it live. But
Well, of course, yeah. We love bees. Let's not get carried away. But no, this thing was up to no good. It was dive bombing us. It had to go. Okay, so 5-0. How are we feeling now? Like, how's Mr. Lincoln feeling as the pitcher? You know what I mean? Like, and Justice is still at war with this freaking wasp. I do despise a wasp, and there's another one. Like, they're just...
Oh, he came for revenge.
Like something's going on here. I know not what. I'm just
on
going
the inside, actually.
No, he's not inside, is he? Oh, man, are you going to have to get another one? Is Justice going to go 2 for 2? The booth has gone nuts, ladies and gentlemen. We're at war with... Oh, don't make him mad, Blake says. He escaped.
He'll be back later.
He'll be back later. He says, I'll be back. What famous movie featured that line, I'll be back?
Was that Terminator, yeah.
Well, you knew, Blake. I was testing the young man, but it seems like he had it. He seems like he had it there. One of my favorite sci-fi movies. I have to say, by the way, I'm going to pontificate a little bit here. How many science fiction movies did we need warning us against the dangers of AI? And yet we're just turning around and going with it for everything anyway. I mean, what are we going to do here? We had the Terminator series, we had the Matrix, we've done it all, time and time again. iRobot. We've warned against this stuff, but hubris, ladies and gentlemen, hubris, human folly. This is going to bring up, I believe, Salk is now still at the bottom of their order because of the throne. If you'll remember, we had a beautiful play by Gilden to throw out a base runner. So I believe what we're going to look at is here, Pagliok is going to hit again, if I'm correct. That pitch is poured in for a strike. Yeah, Luke Pagliok with a fresh count will be hitting here. Nice pitch by CJ here. Talk a little bit about how CJ must be feeling after being given that. Now, on the one hand, he had to sit for a while. Is there a drawback there? The count is 1-1, or do you feel like, no, man, I'm energized. I wanted those runs. Like, as a pitcher, what are you thinking right now if you're him?
I mean, there's a gray line. Sometimes you want runs, but at a certain point, sometimes it's like, all right, let me get back out there and do my job.
Do pitchers sometimes go into the pen if the inning is going on too long, or do they have to stay in the dugout? The count is now 1-1.
It's all preference. If a pitcher thinks that's what he wants to do, then he's more than by all means
Coach C would be okay with that if he was like, I just got to throw. Now the count is 1-2. Lincoln has not thrown a lot of pitches. I mean, here we are moving in the top of the third. That catches the outside corner. Lincoln's on fire. Lincoln is absolutely on fire, and that is going to be his fourth strikeout of the day. We're going to come back to Wellman, I believe. Wait. Was that not strike three?
What are they going to say?
I thought it was strike three. Unless we have a pinch hitter here. Maybe we have a pinch hitter. We have James Poe instead of Wellman? Is that what's happened here? Poe will stand in 0 for 0. So the manager has made a change.
Okay, so that's
so it was a strikeout. Okay, good. A beautiful pitch that was. And that pitch does not catch the outside corner. We move to 1-1. So Poe, let me see if how he did yesterday. Looks like Salk did not play him. I hope we haven't seen an injury of some kind or something to Mr. Wellman. Okay, the count is now 2-0. I think we're still recovering up here from the wasp attack. One of them is still pinned under a soda can. The count is now everything for you guys. We're risking our very bodies, Blake, to bring action to our fans. And there's a sharply ground ball to Barron. Barron will make the nice silky throw. That's going to be just as smooth as you could ask for of a strike of a ground out there. That'll bring up, I believe, Villela. Yes. So Villela comes in having walked in his first at-bat. That is a beautiful. Lincoln's rolling, Justice. How doesn't it look like to you like he's throwing with real confidence now?
Oh, yeah, quick tempo, too. He's ready to throw it every
He's
pitch.
pouring it on. That also is a breaking ball for a strike. My goodness gracious. Throwing with supreme confidence. You got to love it. This is going to be pitch 45.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss, but it looks like it's squibbed away. Gilden will give chase, and I have to say that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
That will move the runner to first, even though he struck out. That will be his fifth strikeout of the day, but it came with some frustration. Here's Mathis now, who's singled. How do you even rule that? I mean, if it's a strikeout, it has to be a pass ball, even if it wasn't the catcher's fault, I believe, is baseball rules.
Yeah, I think
because you
you're
can't
right.
dock a pitcher after he just struck a dude out. So here is Mathis, as we said, who singled last time up. trying to keep this inning rolling in the top of the third for Salkehatchie. Your USC Lancers are up 5-0. Lincoln is throwing well. Let's see if he can get us out of this half inning here. The umpire takes a minute. Sometimes I feel like the umpires like to slow things down. I feel like things are going a little fast. And here comes the pitch. That misses the outside corner, and so I believe we're looking at a 2-0 count now. A runner on first based on a strikeout but pass ball. Swing chopped over the head of the shortstop Barron into left. That will be a single for Mathis to now have runners at first and second for Stevens. And, man, that's got to be frustrating. You struck out the guy. You had 2 outs. Now you're looking at runners at first and second. You got to shake this off, though, right, Justice?
Yeah. Just come back, get this guy, and just try to get in the dugout.
That's right. Stevens struck out last time, and yesterday Stevens did not. He did play, and he had a couple of RBIs. It was a high-scoring game. I think all you had to do was be here, and you ended up with some RBIs. Scored a run, had a couple of hits. Here comes the pitch. That's going to miss outside for ball one. You can't get frustrated here, as a pitcher. You've just got to say, okay, them's the breaks, and you just got to live with it and roll forward. But the count is 1-0 with runners now on first and second. That is sharply grounded foul. Nice move by the third base coach to get out the way. Villela on second, Mathis at first. Stevens stands in. RBI opportunity here for Logan Stevens. Ooh, beautiful pitch on, what even was that? That looked like a curveball on the inside part of the plate to even the count now. Lincoln getting a little more deliberate here. That is grounded right at the third baseman. West is there. Smooth throw to Lutz, and that will end it. This time there's no escape. So at the end of the top of the third, your Lancers will come to bat with a commanding 5-0 lead. Well, I have a question for you here, Justice, as we alternate out. How many big league ball games have you been to in your life?
Oof.
Ever been to a big league ball game in one of the cathedral stadiums?
Maybe 6 or 7. I've been to a couple Twins games.
Twins games? What else?
I think I caught a White Sox game when I was real young. My dad's born in Chicago, so I think he's a White Sox. He's a Cubs fan now, but I think we went to a White Sox
That is
game.
Beautiful. It was opening weekend, and I've been to a few stadiums as well, both Atlanta, Fulton County when I was little, and now Truist Park in Atlanta. I saw games in Baltimore in the 80s. It wasn't the beautiful ballpark they have now. Saw games in Philly, again in the 80s. Saw Phillies. I've seen Yankees games. I've been to Met Stadium. So I've been pretty fortunate. Several Rays games, family vacationing down there. Sometimes we've done that.
Which was your favorite stadium?
My favorite stadium that I've ever seen, that I've ever actually seen a game in, is probably the Truist Park right now. But that part of that is my undying love for the Atlanta Braves. But I brought this thing up in celebration of opening weekend. USA Today posted back on March 26th the best baseball stadium food, the top 10 places. And I just, let's talk through this one at a time here, just to have some fun here. Number 10 is Oriole Park at Camden Yards, a beautiful park, right? They celebrate the local food scene, classic ballpark fare like pit beef sandwiches, gourmet hot dogs. We argued a lot last season, didn't we, Blake, about whether a hot dog is a sandwich. Loaded fries, as well as Baltimore seafood specialties like crab, mac, and cheese.
Wow.
So that clocks in at number 10. We'll give you more information as we move forward from here. But this will bring up Mr. Gilden. What about you? What's your favorite thing to have to eat when you're taking in a live game, Justice?
You can't go wrong with the chicken tenders and fries.
Chicken tenders and fries. As I believe maybe Gilden got something in his eye. I hope it wasn't that frickin' wasp that we antagonized. I think it was not. He's fine. I agree that chicken tenders and fries is a yummy Uh,
Basic, but a solid go-to.
it's a solid go-to at a baseball game. Something too about ice cream in a helmet as the count is moved to, I believe, 0-1. That pitch misses outside. We have talked, Dean Catledge and Blake and I and others have talked about bringing food trucks here. We did that once last season, and I believe people would happily take us up on that. But it is a little bit of an expense to bring the truck here. That is fouled away. But, I think it's hard to beat a hot dog at a baseball game. I know that's basic too, but, there's just something very classic about that. And I was glad to see Baltimore celebrated for its hot dogs, clocking in at number 10. Let's see here. Here comes the pitch. To Gilden, another chopped foul. I believe we're at 1-2 now. Felt like something fell, but I don't think it. I don't know. Did something fall on us? Castle's still out there. Oh, that is drilled foul, but Calhoun watches it fly by. New baseball's forthcoming. Castle's getting ready to throw his 58th pitch. And Gilden, wearing a shin guard there, standing in. Mr. Gilden singled and scored a run last time. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, bottom of the third, 5-0, trying to get more. That ball misses high. Dylan Baker obviously delivered the key blow, but we've had guys on base pretty much this whole time.
Yeah.
So, It was interesting, one of the items on the Baltimore list, the crab mac and cheese. You see that sometimes at restaurants, the lobster mac and cheese, crab mac and cheese. I don't know if I've ever tried that. Have you ever had that combination, mac and cheese with some...
I don't think I have. That sounds good,
some
though,
lobster.
doesn't
It does sound pretty good, the lobster mac and cheese. You ever had something like that, Blake? No. It feels like... and, of course, in Baltimore, that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, here comes the pitch. That is going to be it for Gilden. Reminds me of that scene in Wedding. That's what fell. Reminds me of that scene from Wedding Crashers. Football and crab cakes. That's what we do in Maryland. Here comes Barron, who singled and drove in a run and scored last time. So Barron having a nice day so far. Let's see if he can get something going for us here in the bottom of the third. Castles with the delivery. That catches the outside corner for strike one. That, I guess, just squibs away for a bizarre ball to even the count. Barron yesterday scored a couple of runs, had an RBI, couple of hits. So, having himself a series so far. That is hammered foul, but sharply but foul. Castles feels like he's settled in a little bit after that home run. I mean, we've had base runners, but he's managed to do some escaping. Fouled away. Barron making Mr. Castles work.
Yeah, he's got to be getting up there in pitch count. He's probably close to 60, 70 by now.
65, in fact, is going to be the next pitch. I am all over that for you, Justice. 65 pitches, and most managers, they don't really love going over 100 any more than they do in the majors, do they?
Nah.
Here's Barron standing in with a 1-2 count. Another foul ball as Barron making Castles work. You got to love it. I believe that we will get a tally on our attendance at the end of this inning as well, Justice. That should be forthcoming. It's only game one. We hope to keep building our crowd as the day progresses. The 1-2. That misses high and outside to even the count at 2-2. A rather long at bat here for Barron, making Castles throw all kind of stuff. Let's see what we get here on the 2-2. That is hit in the air to left. Playable, I believe. It's going to be the center fielder, actually, Palyok, that will drift in for the out. So that is going to be a long at bat. And here comes Mr. Baker with the big 3-run homer last time. In addition, he committed highway robbery going over the center field fence to rob Salk of a home run. So let's see what Mr. Baker does now as an encore. He had a hit yesterday, drew a walk as well. So he's having himself a little bit of a series. That pitch will drop in there for strike one. And the sun is playing tricks on us, but I believe we're at 1-1 now. Is that right, Justice? I mean, you're saying 1-1 count to Mr. Baker?
Maybe 0-1, maybe 1-1.
The scoreboard is not doing us too many favors today. That ball misses, so I believe we're going to be looking at least ball 2 now. Baker trying to work the count into his favor a little bit. Chopped foul into the dugout area. Some of the guys in the dugout tried to jump up and grab that one, but it just didn't quite have the juice to make it there. Okay, so the count is 2-2 now, according to Game Changer, and that misses outside. That should fill the count. Like, again, we're trying to follow a lot of things at once here, but I believe the count is full. Limited margin for error here. Bottom of the third inning, 2 outs. The pitch. That is going to miss. Nope, I guess I was wrong. So it was 2-2. Now it's got to be 3-2.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Okay, full count now. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Here it comes, and that is going to ring him up. That's he's caught looking there for strike 3. So Castles settles down, gives up nothing in the bottom of the third. We'll move to the top of the fourth with the score. USC Lancers 5. Salkehatchie baseball team coming up to bat. Nothing. Let's see who's second on the food list, Justice. Number 9, T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. Have you ever been to Seattle?
Mm-mm.
Me neither. I always wanted to go. Here's what USA Today says about them. Deep dish pizza in Seattle, you bet. Grab some at Moto Pizza at T-Mobile Park during your next Mariners game, or try their odd pizza, which is topped with crab. There we go again with they're a seafood, oceanic city, a port city.
Though.
Crab on pizza. I don't know. I think I'd try it.
I don't know.
Or for cuisine that hails from Hawaii, check out the Spam Musubi and pork sliders at Marination. If you're hankering for a baseball classic, grab a Seattle dog topped with cream cheese and grilled onions.
Huh.
Justice, I feel like you've got feelings about putting seafood on pizza. Tell us about that. What's going on there?
I don't know what's more weird, seafood on pizza or cream cheese on a hot dog.
Cream cheese on a hot dog? I don't know. I almost feel like I could go for that.
I don't know. That doesn't seem too pleasant for me.
Blake's shaking his head as well. You guys just aren't very adventurous. Yeah. Even in Stranger Things, did you watch Stranger Things?
Of course, love it.
I mean, they brought up the tried and true debate there, speaking of pizza, the classic debate, the pineapple and ham pizza. I want you to weigh in on that. But first, let's take a look at Mr. Morgan. He struck out last time. The pineapple and ham pizza, of course, a subject of much controversy. I've been involved in arguments myself. I've heard it all. Stranger Things weighed in on it. I would say in favor of the ham and pineapple pizza, said the TV show.
You would eat a pizza with
strike one
pineapple and ham on it?
That was what the guy made, and he was arguing if you just try it. Remember, in the climactic scene, Lincoln pours in another strike. You do not like pineapple on a pizza, you're saying?
No, I can't say I do. It just wasn't meant to be.
That's Blake says passes well. That is called a Hawaiian pizza when you put pineapples and ham on it. Here comes the pitch. Strike. caught him on the outside corner. Well, I'm just going to have to disagree here. I myself sometimes when our family orders pizza, will go for the Hawaiian pizza. When I do so, I like for it to be thin crust. Lincoln, I guess somebody called a timeout there. A rather late timeout.
Yeah.
The count is 1-2. I'm telling you, the tomato sauce blends well with the pineapple. It does not clash. Next time you do pizza, maybe, get one of your friends to order it. That way you can just try it, but you're not counting on it.
Yeah, but what if you order the whole pizza and then you have one slice and you're like, this isn't that good.
Maybe a buffet is the way to go. Like, if you
yeah.
get a Pizza Hut or something like that for lunch, they do the buffet. Maybe you can try it that way. And look at that. Miss Yang, Alice Yang, student worker here, she's been taking tickets all day. She comes in and lets us know that we are up to 62 attendees on this beautiful March afternoon. Lincoln with the pitch. It's grounded right to Garabedian, who will handle that, and Morgan is gone. 62, not bad, Justice. I'd love to see more. I believe what we're going to get now is Soto, I think. Yes, Soto, who singled last time. So, my challenge to you, between now and the next time we stream, is to try the ham and pineapple pizza. And then let me know on air what you think. Strike one from Lincoln, but only if you dare. Only if you dare.
See, I like pineapple. I even got a pineapple Celsius right now.
He is. He's drinking pineapple. He killed a wasp with a pineapple drink, ladies and gentlemen. Soto digs in. That pitch will miss on the outside corner. We would love it if fans out there within the earshot of this video, please go back to the Facebook page, post comments, likes, tell us what you think, including what do you think of the Hawaiian pizza, which I don't know if you remember, but the climax of season 4 weighed in favor of the pineapple pizza, like Mike was disagreed with there. But moreover, as we have a grounder in the hole, that'll be another hit for Soto, who we said at the beginning has been one of their bright spots this year, Justice.
Yeah.
That'll bring up Rape, who flew to right last time. Of course, we're going through some of the most famous ballpark items in Seattle sports, the crab pizza, so feel free to weigh in on that too. I tend to probably agree with Blake and Justice there that that's not my idea of a party, seafood on a pizza, but I probably would try it if given the opportunity. Okay, so Rape will stand in now with a runner at first and one out. That pitch catches the outside part of the plate. Soto dancing a little bit at first.
You see now, chicken bacon ranch pizza. That's where it's at. That's
all right. A little enthusiasm there. Tell us a little bit about the chicken bacon ranch pizza.
Got the ranch as the sauce, chicken bacon. Sometimes you add a little onions on there. That's good.
Is that the bomb? Blake? What do you think about that?
That sounds okay, but I'm more like shrimp pesto and sun-dried tomatoes.
Shrimp.
That sounds good.
So see seafood on the pizza. We have a range here, ladies and gentlemen. That's foul back. I hope you're getting hungry. What did we say? We said shrimp. Shrimp pesto and sun-dried tomato on a pizza. Who in Lancaster sells that?
Well, actually, there's a pizza place up in Charlotte that used to be open that did gourmet pizza.
Oh, a gourmet pizza shop in Charlotte. Well, now we're driving 45 minutes. This is fancy. Coming in with an 0-2 pitch to Mr. Rape, who flied out last time. Soto dances at first as we think about food more and more. That is looped into left. Incoming is Wilson, and he will make the play. Nice running catch there by Wilson. Wilson's a year on the haul on defense. Don't they move him around a little bit there, Justice? Haven't we talked about that before, or am I misremembering?
No, you're correct. Left field, right field, and catcher.
Left, right, and catcher. Wow, that is some range.
Yeah.
All I can say is enjoy being young, because your knees... 1 minute you're running like that, and then you're catching. I believe that would be the end for me. Here's Faulkner with a runner at first now and 2 down. We will talk more about these. That is also lofted to left. He might have gotten more of that than we want. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Faulkner got himself. What did he get? What did he get, Justice?
Got a tater.
He got a tater. That'll put a couple of runs on the board for Salkehatchie. The score is now 5-2. That might have been the only true mistake. Well, the pitch to Baker that Baker saved him on. Lincoln hasn't made a lot of mistakes today, but I suppose we would call that one. That will bring Palyak up, who has struck out with the score now 5-2. and 2 outs. Yeah, he did not love that outcome, and that ball was tattooed. I mean, there wasn't much anybody could do. Chopped high, Garabedian, Lincoln, and Lutz all come in, but that's just one of those where you put it where they ain't. An infield single for Palyak. That will bring up, I guess, Poe, because we had some confusion there. Yes, Mr. Poe grounded out to short last time. Now we have a runner at first, and Salk trying to do a little bit of trying to threaten a little bit here as Palyak moves to first. And Lincoln's pitches, Justice, are rising. He's moving into his 69th pitch now, 69. Let's see if we can get out of it here. Fouled straight back. More baseballs forthcoming. I got to tell you, one of my favorite things about the scenes from live games is seeing the parents and the family members with the cameras when their people are up. You know what I mean? That ball drops in for a strike. You'll see people just come right up. And I know the challenge, even with my phone, I don't have a good camera, but a lot of times you'll see people try to stick that lens to where it catches one of the holes in the chain link fence so that you're unobtruded, you know?
Yeah.
You'll see people do all kinds of things like that. That is a swing and a miss. That ends the inning, but not before damage by Faulkner. Again, not William Faulkner, but Zach Faulkner. And, I mean, let's go ahead and hype him up a little bit. That was his first tater of the year.
It's got to feel good.
What about Dinger? Have you ever heard Dinger
Yep.
used as a home run? Good. I'm glad that one didn't die. I'm always doing a heat check on how old I am. Okay, clocking in at number 8. Here's another stadium I've never been to. Lone Depot Park in Miami. And by the way, it looks like we have a new pitcher coming in. So let's talk about this. If you can help me figure out his number, I would appreciate that with your good young eyes. He looks like a lanky righty, whoever it is. All I need is the number, and I believe I can.
This might still be Wellman, or not Wellman.
Castles?
If I think.
Yeah, there's a 1 in the front end of his number. I thought maybe he looked different, but
it could be a different pitcher.
Coming up to bat for us is going to be Wilson, who doubled last time. Yeah, so I guess we'll just rely on Game Changer to tell us if we're unable to discern. Lone Depot Park in Miami. Local flavor when visiting there. Miami Marlins games, of course. Fans can enjoy arepas at a repera by PAN. Quesadillas filled, now this you're going to like, firecracker chicken.
Ooh.
Or steak carnitas at Queso Grande. So bringing a little bit of Mexican vibe there.
Sounds good.
What about Cuban sandwiches and pan con croqueta at Rincon Habana? Sounds like some serious Cuban flavor there as well. Naturally at the Miami Marlins Park. Wilson now will stand in, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, he doubled and scored a run so far. He also made a nice running catch and left just a few moments ago. That ball is way outside for ball 1. Your score is 5-2. We're talking about foods that we like. Blake with the shrimp, sun-dried tomato, and pesto pizza. Sort of my favorite. Yes, Castle's is still in there. Sort of my favorite. And then the chicken bacon ranch pizza from Justice. So we're all talking food here at the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. That is a slurve, but it's going to miss to Wilson to even the count at 1-1. We are in the bottom of the 4th. Wilson, the lefty, takes a look, watches that one come and go, and I believe that will move the count to 1-2. I believe. Hey guys. Oh, thank you. Yeah, feel free to come talk to us.
Let's go, sir. Good. How are you?
Got a
Yes, sir.
Will Primusberger. All right, we have Will Primusberger's father from Minnesota here in the booth visiting us. You know what? If you want to, you can put on the headset and talk a little bit.
That's right, my kid will kill me.
Okay. If visiting all the way from Minnesota, man, we're so happy to have you here. Have you been able to check out our streams?
I love it. That's why I had to see the face.
Well, we really appreciate you guys being here, and we hope, as a faculty member, I hope Will feels like he's getting good classes and treated well on all the fronts. We take pride in being a teaching center school. I know the weather's got to be killing. Justice and I talk about that a lot. It's just a very different weather, but.
He really misses the ice cold snow.
Oh yeah, this is
Yes,
so much.
Wilson drills that one over the
It's
second
nice,
baseman's
nice
head.
to have another Vikings fan around too. Nice to have another Vikings fan around.
Nice to meet you, sir. Mr. Primusberger. So, Wilson with a single. That'll lead things off in fine fashion. And now West, who has walked and struck out. You love to see that. Parents walking up here into the booth, Blake, that we've been able to reach all the way across the country up in Minnesota. It's hard when, you have a son or a daughter that goes away to college. They move so far away, and, like, hearing their name called, seeing them on the video, we've heard from people. This is a good thing. Wilson dances back first on the pickoff play. Castle's now at 82 pitches. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we had an opportunity to meet the parent of Will Primusberger, who's down here all the way from Minnesota, where Justice is also from. So I think we're going to have a pitch here, and then I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about how frequently would you say out-of-state visits are able to happen from parents? Like, have your folks managed to get down here yet from Minnehaha? Like,
I mean, my dad retired, so he has all the free time on his hands. But some parents who work, it's tough.
Yeah. The retirement and all the time that he wants. That's got to be nice, though. That ball was a strike, by the way. We're at 0-1. Wilson continues to play with the pitcher's feelings there. That ball is down and away. Let me see if Wilson has stolen any bases this year. It looks like, yes, he's got one swipe to his credit. Ball, and I noticed late in the game yesterday, Garabedian stole a base. Like I was watching on Game Changer. Yeah. Garabedian stole a base yesterday. That was fun to watch. But he's got 5 of them, so, he'd be running. All right, here's West now with a runner on first and no outs. That ball bounces away. Wilson will take second on what's got to be ruled a wild pitch there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So now an RBI opportunity for Mr. West. Castles is going to hit 86 pitches at this point. So Morgan comes out to talk to him a little bit about what's going on. It's got to be great for the players when your folks come down, though, like, go out to dinner, spend a little time. It's a strange feeling when you're young and you move away from home and so far away,
Yeah, some kids they love it, man.
Well,
Being away
sure.
from
There's
home.
also a little bit more freedom that comes with it, a little
Yep.
more, you sort of flexing that independence, which is a great feeling, too. Absolutely. Okay, they're sticking with Castles here. They just wanted to talk things over a little bit. So now, the situation. It's a 3-1 count. Yes, with a runner at second and no outs. And Wilson taking a little bit of a lead. The second baseman trying to hold him. But that misses, so it all goes for naught as far as gamesmanship there. Runners now at first and second for Lutz, who has fielder's choice out and doubled. And so Lutz has an RBI to his name today. Now the umpires are talking things over a little bit. Lutz at 5'7", 155 pounds, hails from Elwood City, Pennsylvania. I know that Coach Calhoun loves to recruit in that Pennsylvania circuit. He's talked to me about that before. He knows a lot of the coaches in that area. Here's Lutz with the 1-2 count. Or no, the 0-0 count, excuse me. Runners at first and second is what my silly self meant. Runners at first and second, and there we had the first pitch. So RBI opportunity now for Isaiah, who already has one on the day. And, well, we're only up 5-2 now, so we could really use some more, Justice. Ball 1. That also will miss. Lutz being patient. Hey, keep adding base runners, right?
Yeah.
Let's make it. Let's have an inning here. Let's make it happen. Pitch number 89. Pitch number 90 forthcoming. Excusez-moi.
Wow.
Here it comes. The second baseman trying to hold the runner. That is going to catch the outside part of the plate for a strike. Villela and Wilson are having a little bit of gamesmanship over there. Do you see that, Justice? Like, Villela is trying to make him shorten the lead, but Wilson wants to elongate the lead. But then he has to get back. That caught the outside corner. I don't know. With my bifocals, I hate to argue balls and strikes, but what did you think about that call?
I honestly thought that was a ball. I could tell by Lex he thought it was too.
Yeah. Well, that'll move the count to 2-2. Drilled in the left center. Into the gap. Here comes Wilson. And it's just going to, it looks like it's just going to be an extraordinarily hard hit single, a deep single. So now, ducks on the pond. There is nowhere to put the RBI machine, the great Finn McLaughlin. As he comes up here with the bases loaded. Isn't this like everything you want when you're a hitter? Of course you want to come up with no outs and the bases loaded. What will happen? The drama rises. A chance to really build on this lead, Justice. I feel like this is a big moment here. McLaughlin and Garabedian back-to-back with no outs and the bases loaded. You got to get some runs here. You got to draw blood. Let's see what happens. That ball missed. Low and outside. It is 1-0. Good. You add a little pressure. You can see Calhoun talking to Wilson there. Probably something like, if that ball gets away, be ready. What did you say?
I think a tater's coming right here.
You think, oh, Justice is calling a tater. But you're not going to get a tater when it's that low. That ball's thrown at his shoelaces. It's going to move the count to 2-0. I would love a tater, a dinger, a big fly. Whatever you want to call it here. Hitters count 2-0.
I can feel it in the air.
He can feel it in the air. Kind of like Phil Collins. McLaughlin does have 3 homers and 23 ribbies on the year with a big old swagger and 466 on base percentage. And now he's ready. That ball is way high and tight. Another shave and a haircut. 3-0. As a pitcher, how you feeling here? Like, I mean, let's pretend we have some sympathy for Castles. Like, are you starting to just get frustrated now?
Yeah, you can see his body language. He's a little frustrated.
95th pitch forthcoming. McLaughlin very much in the driver's seat, the perch. Here's the pitch. He does pour that in for a strike, and, I mean, that will make things a little more balanced. 3-1, though, and Justice has called it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can put some juju in the air. Make it rain a little bit here, Finn. What will we get? No, instead it's going to be ball 4.
We'll take it.
And we will indeed take it. Everybody advance 1. So Wilson, after spending what felt to me like a lot of life on base, finally comes home. And now Garabedian with the bases loaded and no outs. Garabedian has 3 homers, 24 ribbies, and also a 466 on base percentage, and he's having himself a series as well. He has walked today. And now I believe we may have reached the end, which means Carter is going to make them pay for that, probably with a musical choice. And the pitcher's body language does not look happy. And this will be the end. So Garabedian's going to have to think about it a little bit too. Tell me this. What about this? When you're up, and then the pitcher is yanked, because I know you go both ways. You both hit and pitch. As a hitter, like, is that disorienting? Like, I mean, I guess you have to stand there and watch the guy warm up, but, like, I mean, do you sort of feel like, man, I was all teed in on this guy, and, like, now it all changes. Oh,
That's
goodness.
exactly how it feels. You're like, oh, man, I was on him. I had him timed up. I faced him already. And then now you got a complete new guy on the mound.
Carter is paying me back. I taught him about this song. The Alvin and the Chipmunks version of Had a Bad Day, ladies and gentlemen. This goes back to last spring in my dynamic relationship with Carter Cox. I believe I introduced Lancer Nation to this incredible cover last year. It is amazing, and this is what Salkehatchie is being subjected to as the new pitcher. And help me figure out who this guy is, if you can. As Alvin breaks it down. I am very pleased with this choice of music, and I recommend number 2. When Carter comes back, I'm going to give him 5. This is going to be Bryce Miller with a 9.28 ERA. So Bryce is going to come in and try to put out what, by all measures, is a rally, guys. It's a rally. We've already put 1 on the board. Looking for more. What are you seeing? Ooh, we've got a sidearmer, Justice.
Yeah.
What about that?
It's
Tell us
almost
a
even
little bit about
submarine. He's
submarining.
He's got a low arm.
Oh, I love the submarine stuff. It's one of my favorite things to watch. Who's that pitcher for the Pirates? How about this? I don't know if you ever go watch some video or even just pictures of Kent Tekulve. There's a name for you. Kent Tekulve, Pirates pitcher who I believe recorded the final out of the 1979 World Series. The We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm gonna say that without Google. Somebody can bust me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's right that he recorded that out. I love a submarine. Nicely done with the music there, by the way. Tell Carter I said thank you for that too. And here comes Garabedian with bases loaded. The score is 6-2. We want more. We're gonna get more. I feel. Let's see if we can get a big fly, a tater, a dinger, an open window from Aunt Minnie. That first pitch will be inside.
Ooh. I'll call that a ball, okay.
They did call it a ball. So 1-0. If you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's such a different angle for a hitter.
Yeah.
2-0 on that. Is it difficult to hit a submarine or a sidearm, or do you find yourself like, wow, like that, just the way the ball comes off the body there?
It can be easy to kind of get thrown off because you haven't seen it in a while, but he doesn't seem to be throwing too hard, so we should be able to hit this.
And the count has been moved, I believe, to 3-0 already. So Garabedian in the driver's seat. All kinds of exciting opportunities here. We could draw a walk. We could, just drive the ball deep. There's all kind of things on the menu here. Let's see what we can get. That is going to miss, and another ribby walk. That will score West, and it will load them up for Brady Knuckles. Knuckles has walked and struck out on the day. What an opportunity for Knuckles here to continue pouring it on. That sequence did not go as Mr. Miller had hoped. 4 straight balls, in fact, Justice. And now Knuckles, the righty, stands in. He takes ball 1. So Miller having a hard time finding the strike zone. You've got to exploit this. I mean, don't swing at something unless it's right there, right, is what you're thinking as a hitter at this point.
Exactly.
Ducks remain on the pond. That is inside 2-0. And your team in the booth smugly and happily sits up here and watches what hopefully will be an unraveling in this bottom of the 4th. Knuckles wants to do something big. That ball, wow, that is high. Snoop Dogg level high. We're now at 3-0. And let's see now if Miller can get a ball over the plate. No, sir. The hitter. Oh, Knuckles is hit, and
he's angry.
He looks unhappy. I wonder if that's going to bring Caitlin out. That's going to score Lutz. Caitlin does not come out.
And their mound visit already.
What's that?
Another mound visit already.
A mound visit already, indeed. In fact, is it going to be a change?
Oh, they're going to say his glove's illegal. So he has to switch gloves?
What's wrong with his glove? Help those of us that don't understand.
Maybe
How can your glove be illegal?
I think you can't have any white on your glove because it might mask the ball, possibly.
Oh, okay, right. Visibility being the important factor that it is.
And it looks like he'll borrow his teammate's glove.
The score is now 8-2. We don't know what's about to happen. That was pretty funny. had a bad day. Are we switching pitchers? It looks like we might be. What number is this guy?
40.
Yeah, that's going to be it for Miller. 44?
Yep.
So now Carter having a little bit more fun, busts out, hey, buddy, how you doing? But, hey, man, well, you're here from Minnesota visiting us. We already had one visit. Number 44 is. Are we sure it's 44?
Yeah, that's what his jersey is, 44. Is he not on the 44? Walter Carmona.
Walter Carmona. Carmona with a 41. Carmona with a 41.73 ERA.
Wow.
So he's coming into a situation, we might be pouring kerosene on the fire here rather than water. And by the way, I must say here that the song being featured is Wild Thing. Carter having all kinds of fun, red-shirted, up here, being an artist, being a DJ, being on time with it. I guess, meanwhile, the hitter is going to be Gilden once things settle back down, right?
Yeah.
Justice?
I think so,
So
yeah.
we have a single and a fly to center for Gilden, who has also been playing an excellent catcher.
Yeah.
Things are one of my favorite lines from my favorite writer, Herman Melville, is when he says that the boat is floating light and right. Now, of course, at the end of that novel, it's not floating light and right for those of you that have read Moby Dick. But for a moment there is that feeling. And well, we're floating light and right now, and I believe there will be no great whale to get us in the end today. I have faith, Blake. We're up 8-2. We're in the bottom of the fourth. There's still be no outs, to use the language of whalers. Hey, maybe we can say that on a home run. There she blows. What about that?
I like that.
A little bit of whaler language there, a little bit of a Nantucket sort of New England perspective there. there she blows. Let's see if we can remember that one. Anyway, here's Gilden standing in. Carmona desperately trying to put a stop to this business. Let's see if he can do it. The pitch. Drilled in the left center, so that got over the plate, but that's going to score one run at least. Yeah, just more station-to-station hitting. Gilden with the nice piece of hitting. Boy, he just like laid over the top of that ball and brought it home, didn't he, Justice?
Poked it right where they weren't.
Poked it right where, great piece of hitting. Bases remain loaded for Barron, and we all know what song's coming next. I know Blake probably wants me to stop talking about the music so much, but what are you going to do when it's a pocket full of sunshine? I mean, I think he changed music right there, though. I don't know what happened, but the bases are loaded. It's now 9-2. We're so excited up here. We're fighting wasps. We're talking about seafood on pizza. We're scoring runs. We're drinking pineapple drinks, but we're not eating pineapple pizza if we're Justice. We're getting visitors from Minnesota in this booth. Musical experiences are happening. It's a big day up here for us. That pitch from Carmona is not going to do the job, though. That's going to be a ball a little bit high and tight. So let's see what happens here. We are still just in the bottom of the fourth. Guys, Game 2 was scheduled for 4 o'clock, and it's already 2:30. It just feels like a lot of runs are being put on the board here. Even in the innings where we don't score, there's just lots of threats. It's just dragging this game out. Fortunately, it's just a gorgeous day, not too hot. Even our friends from Minnesota probably don't think it's that hot, right? Right, Just? It's not that hot today from your perspective, is it?
Sometimes when you make that big jump, 60 can feel like 80, so I don't know.
Oh, listen to that. I got to say, let's see what happens here on this pitch. You know how the NBA playoffs start in like April or something?
Yeah.
We were watching a Minnesota game last year, just the Wolves. And they had a film crew out talking to fans, right, who were like tailgating, hanging out. It's like April in Minnesota. The temperature's what, like 40s?
It can be.
Dudes are out there in shorts and tank tops, ready to, drinking beer, drinking soda, to, taking in the game. That ball is skied high in the center. Looks like Paleoc will settle under it. Will that be enough to score a run? Yes, it will. We're going to get a sac fly there from Mr. Barron. Another RBI for Barron. He's racking up RBIs. That will score Garabedian. So now runners are going to be at first and second with only one out for Dylan Baker, who has hit a 3-run bomb and struck out today. The score is now 10-2. What do you think? An exclamation mark here for Dylan, like just to
That'd be nice.
just to sort of emphasize the point.
He's already having himself a day.
He is having himself a day. Gilden and Knuckles are on. Oh, the pickoff attempt by Carmona, but Knuckles is back. Nobody named Knuckles is getting picked off. You're too gritty, you know. If you're Brady Knuckles, you're safe. 10-2, ladies and gentlemen. The score in Game 1. It's a romp so far. We're hoping to keep it going. Here comes Carmona. That pitch squibs into the dirt. That is going to move both runners over. I believe what we have experienced there, Blake and Justice in real time, is known as a wild pitch.
If I'm not mistaken, if we score these 2 runs and hold them, we win.
Can they call it after 4? I thought it has to be 5.
If we hold them the next top
Right.
of the inning, so I think we are.
Well, that reminds me, isn't this like a 7-9 structure anyway? Like Game 1 goes 7 innings?
Yep.
Yeah, so either way, things are getting tight. Carmona pours that in. That was a pretty curveball there. But yeah, base hit here gives us a 10-run lead. So you know that Baker's got to be tasting it. Dylan had a rough break last year. I saw him make a diving play in left field where he got injured during one of the games we were calling. He had to do some rehab, I guess, to even get back to having the season he's having, right?
Yeah, I think he for sure either tore or broke something. So.
And that is in the dirt. Here comes Knuckles. Gilden will go to third. That is a wild pitch. So my scorecard is getting out of hand here, Justice. We're just going to say now Baker stands in. It's 11-2.
Yeah, it gets confusing what to put when you hit through the order.
Well, it's not an RBI. It's just a wild pitch. You move the runner over, and then, nobody reads it but you, so it doesn't matter. It's kind of like your journal. Do you keep a journal, like a private journal?
No, but I probably should.
You probably should. Record your thoughts and impressions. We got Baker with a runner on third here. He's going to chop that high, and it looks like foul. I wonder if in the era of cell phones and digital media that you all absolutely grew up in, if there isn't less diaries and journals. I mean, at least with physical little books,
Yeah.
But you can always find a nice notebook online or even at Walgreens. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's easy to now. Don't get addicted to collecting them though. That can be sometimes like, oh, this is too nice. I don't want to write in it. You don't want that. Here's Baker with a runner on third. 11-2 is the score. There is one away. That is going to get away, and here comes that vaunted 12th run. Another wild pitch. So I don't even know what to do on the scorecard here, except for to say everyone has scored that needed to. So now. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We're up 12-2. Baker's hitting. There's nobody on anymore because they've all scored. And what is even the count? 3-2. My goodness, we've only done 3 baseball stadiums, like out of 10, because the runs keep coming. That is that is going to be ball 4, ladies and gentlemen. So Baker will take first. And I guess that'll flip it all the way back to Wilson. Once again, we have batted around, Justice. Our offense is really clicking right now, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, we hung 14 on Southeastern Community College. The loss to Gaston, the first one, we still scored 5. Okay, we got shut out in the next game. But then we hung 4 on Gaston, turned around, hung 14 on Surrey, scored 15 yesterday. And here we are in the bottom of the 4th with 12 already today, still only 1 out. Another meeting at the mound. I don't believe we're changing pitchers, though, or are we? Yes, I believe we are. This is going to be number 21. I think.
James Perrone?
Yes, James Perrone. It's either Perrone or Perrone. I
Perrone.
apologize if Salk fans are listening and, we don't get a chance to get all the pronunciations right for the opposing teams. But it's either going to be Perrone or Perrone with a 14.90 ERA. And okay, let's find another baseball stadium while that happens, because I'm kind of interested in y'all's thoughts and impressions on this. We just talked about Oriole Park, Seattle, and we did Miami. Let's now move to American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Have you ever been to a Brewers game? That's not that far from you. At American Family Field in Milwaukee, you can sample a number of Wisconsin foods at Jay Leinkugel's Barrel Yard, including cheese curds,
Makes sense.
bacon mac and cheese, or a brat flight. Now, a bratwurst and me, that's friendship right there. Be sure to try the Alley, a new food truck park located on the left field loge level. Any of you guys ever had the famous Wisconsin cheese curd before?
Yep.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Do they sell them in Minnesota?
At the state fair, yeah.
At the state fair,
Oh,
cheese
yeah.
curds. Tell us what a cheese curd is and why it's the bomb.
I think it's just cheese that's deep fried with that kind of crust on the outside, and it's good. But if you're lactose intolerant, ooh, you can pay for it.
You pay for it.
Yeah.
And then what about bacon mac and cheese? Have you ever put a little bacon in your mac and cheese,
Oh,
either
yeah.
one of you?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, you got to, One of my favorite moments from How I Met Your Mother, I mean, we talked sitcoms last time, is when Ted is going to eat bacon from the first time, and he's like, I wonder if I'll like bacon. And the other characters look at each other and just smirk. I mean, my apologies to vegetarians and whatnot, but, like, bacon's good, so says John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. All right, so here's Mr. Wilson with a runner on first, and all kind of runs being hung on the board. We still only have one out. And we have the 10-run lead that you were speaking of in terms of mercy rules. That ball is going to miss low from Perone.
Speaking of Pulp Fiction, I think I gotta agree with Samuel L. Jackson. The pig's a dirty animal. I don't know if it's something you want to eat, but
Well,
it
you
does
know
taste
what?
good.
I mean, I'm glad you know that movie. I feel like Justice is giving me hope in terms of cultural capital. That ball is grounded to first. I believe we have our second out. And the runner advances. I believe, didn't he advance? Yes. So for the second time today, Zach West will come up. He has walked twice. Yes, Samuel Jackson's character forswears pork.
Yeah.
So the pig's a dirty animal. Then they argue, right? It's like,
Yeah.
well, would you eat a dog? And, of course, we would not.
Yeah,
but,
no.
yes, there are many people who do feel thusly. Zach West stands in. But you have had bacon on
I
mac and
still
cheese
eat it.
anyway. You
Yeah,
still
yeah.
eat it even though you agree with Samuel Jackson. That's sometimes, the body wants what it wants, right?
Exactly.
That is a 12-6 curveball in the dirt. West shakes his head, says, no, I'm not going to swing at that. Or maybe he was shaking his head at the runner, don't go. It is Baker on second. It's kind of hard to keep track at this point, but Game Changer's helping me with that.
Yeah, it looks like people are getting rowdy over there.
Okay. That ball is low and outside. And what else? A timeout, maybe an umpire's timeout. Okay, so here comes the pitch from Perone. That is going to miss as well.
Oh, ball four. Take his waist.
We have a pinch hitter, is what happened, and I just kind of lost it in the flood. Justice. We don't have a pinch hitter. That was still West.
Yep.
I'm just okay, guys. My sanity is still intact. I promise. I know it sometimes doesn't seem like it. Lutz will hit again this inning, with runners on first and second now. So here comes Isaiah with a 12-2 lead. And, again, he has singled, doubled, hit into a fielder's choice. He's got an RBI on the day and scored a run. So he's having himself a day on both sides of the diamond because he's also made some nice plays over there on the defensive side of the ball.
This is his second pitch.
What's that?
Oh, I was just letting Carter know that this is the second pitch.
Yeah,
of
second
that.
pitch, ball one. Steelreich. What's the question?
Wait, what's the count?
1-1. The count is 1-1. We're having scoreboard issues, but I've got Game Changer right here in front of me, and I'm trying to use my own eyes too. But this has been a long inning. We're doing our best here. That is a curveball that Lutz swings and either fouled off or missed. That'll move the count to, I believe, 1-2. Who knows? Or 2-1. 2-1 Game Changers, insisting it doesn't matter because there's a ground ball to short. The throw, and I see a third out has happened. Okay, that ends the fourth inning, ladies and gentlemen. That was a wild bottom of the third, during which fourth, oh, I've lost it. Bottom of the fourth, where we scored all kind of runs. So what you're saying now, Justice, is Salk gets a chance to score here, and if they don't, it's over?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 10 after 5, right, Carter?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, the score's 12-2. I'm going to go back to the baseball and food business. What about Oracle Park in San Francisco, California? Now, I've been to San Francisco a few times in my life, but never. That's the stadium with the right field porch where you can hit it into the bay, right?
That'd be
Barry
cool.
Bonds with all those home runs in the bay, people chasing him on boats. How about this? Let's see what you guys think of this food. Fans catching a Giants game at Oracle Park can nosh on classic ballpark bites and cuisine that reflect the diverse culinary landscape of San Fran. Dining options emphasize the city's seafood specialties and artisanal food offerings, which also cater to dietary. They haven't named any food yet. What's happening here? Vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free choices. Now, here we go. One of Oracle Park's signature dishes is Gilroy garlic fries.
Okay.
Crispy golden French fries tossed with minced garlic and parsley. What do you guys think about garlic fries? You got Blake says,
good.
I like some garlic fries. Opinions on the garlic fry as a food item, Justice?
I don't think you can miss. I mean, who doesn't love garlic fries?
Yeah, I mean, garlic, garlic's good. To invoke Joey Tribbiani, garlic's good. Fries are good. Parsley's good. C.J. Lincoln will be pitching in this top of the fifth. Meanwhile, we will have to see if Salk can. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here, number 27, standing in now. I believe it's a 7, yeah. No, it's not a pinch hitter, Lawrence. It's Villela again, who has walked and struck out. This will be Villella's third plate appearance. Fouls that one back. I promise I've just got so many pieces of paper out, you guys. Okay. 0-1. Lincoln would like to close this game, wouldn't he, Justice?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how does a complete game feel when you're a pitcher?
It's very satisfying.
Very satisfying
Very
indeed.
satisfying.
You started the game, you finished the game. 2 runs is not a lot of runs. He's had a strong showing indeed so far. He's only thrown 72 pitches. And here, what do we have? A hit batsman?
Single up the middle.
Oh, a single up the middle. Okay. Yeah, there's a little chopper there. Okay, so they're threatening Villela with his first hit of the day. But Mathis has 2 hits, 2 singles. So, an opportunity here to not be mercy ruled for Salk. Lincoln trying to slam the door. And that is looped over the third baseman's head. Oh, no, and the left fielder has a little bit of a problem, and that is going to score a run. I believe what we've seen here is a single and error.
Yeah. I mean, it was a hit, but he kind of advanced on the air.
Either way, it is a run scored. Whether they credit an RBI or not to Mathis, I will, just because we care about Wilson. So now Stevens comes up with a runner on second and no outs. So Lincoln in a little bit of trouble here. The score is now 12-3 for, I believe, Stevens, who has grounded out and whiffed. That is called for a strike? Okay. Grounded right back to Lincoln. Lincoln looks at the runner but makes the right decision. Ground out to pitcher. So now the runner will take third, but there's one down. You definitely will trade an out for anything at this point. Outs are what you need when you're up this big. So we now have a runner at third. with one down for Morgan, I believe. Morgan has grounded out and struck out on the day. And here comes the pitch. Grounded, foul down the first base line. So Mathis stands at third. I don't know what happened in the left there to Cody, but something happened out there that allowed for a run to score. We have a runner on third. That's also fouled back. We did just get an out, though. We are in the top of the fifth, leading this game 12-3. C.J. Lincoln remains the pitcher of record. He has now thrown 78 pitches, and he's ahead in the count on this hitter as well. The delivery to Morgan. And that is, where'd that go? Out of play. Out of play. Into the road, probably. So now 0-2. Ahead in the count, you got to love that. That did not catch the outside part of the plate. The count will now be 1-2. The count is 1-2. Lincoln stands in with a runner at third. Morgan stands in. Lincoln with the delivery. Popped high and foul back into our building, perhaps, or over it. More baseballs appear. That's a full-time job, bringing baseballs out. Is that a redshirt player he's got doing that? Who's doing that?
No, Aiden Ray. He sometimes
It's
plays.
Aiden Ray? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. The delivery.
Nice.
Another foul ball. So, Morgan's making CJ work a little bit. And that's what you got to do when you're down by this many. You know, you're looking for base runners, and you're looking for long at-bats. Maybe get into the bullpen, you know?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? Here comes the 1-2. That is looped into, where is it, second or right? That ball is bobbled. I don't know how they're going to roll it. I just don't know. It could be an error on Lutz. It could be a single. Either way, it's going to score Mathis and put a runner at first in the personage of Morgan. And now Soto stands in. So Salk doing a little damage here, Justice, 12-3. What's the thinking when you're up this much? I mean, how do you avoid getting rattled here?
I mean, you want to put him away and just not let him. You kind of want to bury him next inning, score these runs and run rule him.
But first, you have to get out of the inning.
Yeah.
And, you know, Lincoln has run up some pitches. This is going to be 84 pitches. Still not, you know, I wouldn't say an alarming number, but Calhoun's got to have his eye on it.
Yeah.
That is drilled fair down the left field line. Here comes the throw to third. Everyone will stop. I think the runners maybe hesitated, not sure if it was fair or not. I don't know what happened, but runners now stand at second and third for Rape, who has flied out twice to the outfield, once to left and once to right. So CJ in a little bit of difficulty now, ladies and gentlemen. Runners at second, third. Soto with the we talked about how Soto's been one of their productive hitters all season.
Yeah.
And he did it again. That was indeed his third hit of the day. And now Coach Calhoun is going to come out, and we're going to talk. Do you believe this is just a talk, or do you believe we're looking at a change?
No, I think they'll talk. I mean, he's been doing great all game. I don't know what his pitch count is.
He's bringing all his guys in, including, well, the infield anyway. The Baker and company are going to relax out there in the outfield for a minute. I love that still shot when an outfielder takes a knee. It's like just classic Americana baseball right there, you know, while the infield talks. He didn't spend much time out there. What do you think he said, Coach Calhoun?
He might have just been like, CJ, feeling good? Yeah, no, all right, this is what you can do to improve, or, you know, you got it. Like, you got a good lead, just keep on strikes.
A little bit of encouragement.
Yeah.
Reminding him you're in the driver's seat. So now Rape will stand in with a, you know, couple flyouts. Came into this game hitting 149. So let's see what happens here on the 86th pitch of the day for Mr. Lincoln. That is at the knees for strike one. So there you go. You gather and you find the plate. Make them beat you with hits, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't give anything away. Another strike. CJ with some authority catches the inside corner there. Leaps into the lead in this count, 0-2. We do have one out in the inning. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and so he's gone. However, that will bring Mr. Faulkner to the plate. Zach Faulkner, who did hit the tater, the big fly, the dinger. And he will come up here hoping to get more with runners at second and third. But now Lincoln has recorded 2 outs. And so I think, again, okay, if that's what you're going to do, I mean, that was Faulkner's first home run of the year. That ball misses on the outside part of the plate, though, and the count is now 1-0. Your score, ladies and gentlemen, the top of the 5th inning, USC Lancers 12, USC Salkehatchie baseball 4, but Salk is trying to get a little more here in their top of the 5th. That ball will miss outside. Nice play by Gilden, really, to get to that one,
Yeah.
Justice. And the delivery forthcoming. That is high. So 3-0 as Salk trying to get us back after our monster inning, trying to put a little something together of their own here. They've already scored 2 this inning. That is going to miss and load the bases up for Palyak, who has singled and struck out on the day. So this has been a difficult inning here for Mr. Lincoln. He does have 2 outs, but he's got bases loaded now, and you have to be careful. Palyak, like I said, has singled and whiffed. Lincoln closing in now on his 94th pitch. The third base coach for Salt giving instructions where he wants everybody to be, what kind of lead he wants to see. That is a strike 1. It's interesting to see. It's almost always the case that the head coach or the manager coaches third in this league, isn't it, CJ? Like it's pretty, or no. I mean, do you see a mix?
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Coach Calhoun likes to coach third himself and handle
Yeah.
that. That ball is on the inside part of the plate for 1-1. But the third base coach is kind of like the captain of the runners. I mean, they're directing traffic. They're even speaking to the people at second and first where they want them.
Yeah. I've even seen sometimes players will coach first and the head coach third. Yeah.
Right. The pitch. That catches the inside part of the plate for the second strike. So CJ feeling it a little bit here. The tension is high. Palyak at the plate. Ducks are on the pond. The delivery. Swing and a miss. And CJ has escaped. And they're a little pumped up, the Lancers. They come out to congratulate him. He looks a little bit fired up himself there. Everybody's giving him 5. Again, I say this at least once a game. One of my favorite things about Coach Calhoun's style is the way you all come out to congratulate each other. To congratulate them. So now we are going to move. I mean, there is no mercy rule. We are going to move into the bottom of the 5th. I'm going to bring up our partnership with MUSC. But we will be hitting here in the bottom of the 5th. And it looks like Justice will be, my gosh, we did so much damage, we don't even know. It looks like we're going to be back to McLaughlin.
Okay.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, amateur, pro, you can trust the MUSC Health Sports Medicine team with your injury and rehabilitation needs. Your USC Lancaster Lancers and Lance, the mascot, sure do. The MUSC Sports Medicine team provides state-of-the-art injury prevention, treatment, surgery, and rehabilitation for athletes of all ages and skill levels, as well as team and event consultation, athletic training, and educational programs. For more information on the new team in town, go to muschealth.org/sports. And Justice, it looks like maybe we have another new pitcher from the Salk contingent, number 21. Am I seeing that right?
Number Number 21 would be James. Oh, yeah, so same Perrone or Perrone.
Oh, really? So no new pitcher. Okay.
Is that 21? I think so. Yep.
James Perrone, yeah, number 21. So he's just getting his licks in. Okay, so by my count, we had McLaughlin coming up next, albeit that was wild. We can, you're saying, if we put a couple of runs across the board in the game, like right here?
Yep, 2 runs.
Yeah. So as we move into the bottom of the fifth, let's keep that in mind on top of all the other things we're keeping in mind. By the way, the next stadium we're going to talk about, for those of you wondering about that, is going to be Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, Blake. And I feel like that's got to have barbecue featured if we're talking about Kansas City. So, we'll see what happens there.
Have you guys ever had Q39?
As McLaughlin stands in, Justice asks if we've had Q39. What is that?
A barbecue place there? Oh, it's so good.
Is it? You mean in Kansas City?
Yeah.
That is grounded to third. That will get through the whole base hit for Finn McLaughlin. So you've got some experience in KC, you're saying?
Yep. I've been down there a couple of times. I mean, it's like the barbecue food capital.
Well, awesome. Tell us a little bit about that. My geography's a little off, but isn't Minnesota a little bit of a far piece from Missouri? Like, how'd you end up down there as Garabedian steps in?
I think we had like a travel ball tournament there.
Oh, see, that's one of the beauties, I think, of even our team. The places you guys get to see, the cultural capital, the travel to Kansas City, and you had Kansas City authentic barbecue, you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see what they've got and hear from you about that. Garabedian steps in now with McLaughlin at first. The pitch misses high. So what'd you get at Q39?
Rib tips, brisket, and I think barbecue chicken.
And the sauce in Kansas City is very red. Like, they're red as opposed to, like, what we're more famous for in the Carolinas is more of a whiter sauce, right? Uh-oh. I don't believe you got enough of it. That is your garden variety. Fly to right. So, McLaughlin remains at first, and Brady Knuckles, who was hit by a pitch, struck out and walked on the day. So beef tips.
So we got rib tips, brisket, and chicken, like a barbecue chicken.
Excellent,
really
outstanding. And hopefully you made a mess. Got it all over your head to get those wet naps,
Oh, yeah.
Knuckles drills one right over the third baseman's head into the hole for a base hit to left. That'll move station to station. Runners at first and second now for Gilden, who has had himself a day. He has singled twice. Scored 2 runs, scored a run as well. So he's 2 for 3. He's thinking big fly here, do some damage. It's human nature, right?
I'll buy him some food if it's a tater right now.
No, it's a tater. Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, Coach Calhoun's asking them to stay within themselves. And so, there's always that tension between desire and pragmatics. Here comes the pitch. Grounded foul by Gilden. The count is now 0-1. I myself have never been to the state of Missouri, ever.
How many states, if you had to guess, that you've been to?
I mean, I could count between games, but I'm going to guess it's not that many. I mean, I would say probably I've approached 25, something like that. Because you don't count flying over states.
Yeah, no.
You have to have been feet on the ground. My rule is even a layover at an airport does not count. Like, you have to have been in the state with your feet on the ground in the state for it to count. Do we all agree with that?
Yeah, even driving through can be kind of
driving through. Well, if you stopped, if you had lunch,
I mean,
you're driving through. See, we're getting into tricky ground. The count's now 0-2. Gilden trying to do some damage here. We're talking about everything, ladies and gentlemen. That is drilled a foul. Ooh,
close.
Boy. What we wanted and what we got there were two very different things, ladies and gentlemen. The count remains 0-2. Gilden hit that ball hard, but he just turned over too much on it, Justice.
Yeah.
He was out in front of that pitch. So Perrone now with 18 pitches on the day escaped something there.
Yes.
That is lofted deep in the left. Will it stay fair?
Ooh, no.
No, it will not. That ball. So I think what we're seeing is that Gilden has this guy's number. He's getting too far out in front of the pitch. You got to straighten that bad boy out there, Mr. Gilden. We, of course, have players up in this booth with us who are clocking our pitchers' pitches and keeping all kinds of statistics. I can see Salk players doing the same with an eye shot, and I love that as well. That is lofted into left as well, but I don't know that he got very much of it. The player barely moved. It is caught, so that is a fly to left. That will leave runners on first and second now for Barron, who has had a sac fly, a fly to center, and a single. But that single wound up driving in two. So he has changed walk-up music.
Yeah, what happened to Pocket Full of Sunshine?
He changed it. Okay.
Can't change
I like the
classics.
creativity. Well, he wanted something a little different there, a little hip-hop there. You gotta have some variety, just like on these baseball menus. That is lofted into right center. The center fielder drifts over. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is going to end it. So 3 flies. That will end the 5th. And so Salk escapes the mercy rule. But still, for now.
I think if we hold them here, it's game 2. Is it 10 after 5, 8 after 6?
See, these are things I do not know. But we did end the 5th. So Justice says there's a chance if we hold them here, they'll end it. But really, we just want to keep the lead and win.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter to me too much. All right, let's see what I had to say about Kansas City. Tell us a little bit about, tell us who we got coming in here after Lincoln.
We got freshman Evan Allen coming in. So
Let's talk about him. We'll talk about Kansas City later. Evan Allen is a freshman. Tell us a little bit about him.
Pretty sure he might be Georgia or the border of South Carolina. He's close to Georgia, I think, but big Bulldog fan.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else. I think he might even be a Clemson fan too, which is interesting how he has kind of
being
rival
from
teams.
Georgia and
Yeah.
Actually,
Is
no.
he from
Evan
South
Allen
Carolina?
is from Easley, South Carolina.
Okay,
You might be
okay.
mixing him up with someone. He is a freshman though. He's 5'11", 210. Went to Wren High School. That's what he's listed at anyway. So.
How you gonna be a Bulldog fan then, man? Come on.
Well, is he a Bulldog fan from
Yeah.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Now, you guys added to your bios, it looks like.
Okay.
He says his nickname's Easy E.
Easy E.
Easy E reminds me of a famous rapper from the 80s. His hobbies, he calls baseball his hobby. So it's not just his sport, it's a hobby too. His favorite food is a cheeseburger.
Can't miss with that.
He has a pet, a lab named Georgia.
Okay.
Why did you choose USCL? He said, awesome athletics. What tips or strategies would you have for a prospective student athlete thinking about coming to USCL? Stay on top of schoolwork. That's
Yep.
right, y'all, because we faculty, we do indeed mean business. But we're also effective, and we treat the students well, and they treat us well, and it's just wonderful in general. Okay. Who is going to be coming to the plate here? It looks like it's going to be, because they did a lot of damage, and now we're all the way around to Mr. Poe. Poe has singled and no, he has struck out and grounded out. Excuse me. So score's 12-4. Allen is on the mound. Poe is at the plate. The top of the 6th.
Ooh.
That and barely misses.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. It's going to be ball 1. Well, let us see what transpires here. I myself am filled with curiosity. Poe with a sharp grounder in the hole for a single. So Salk fighting to stay alive. And I believe this is going to bring up Villela. Villela has walked, struck out, and singled. So Villela here with a runner on first. No outs. Poe stands in. Allen, just focus on the hitter. Don't worry about this runner, is my advice from the booth. That's a nice little. What kind of look like a curveball to me? What kind of pitches do you? What do you know about Mr. Allen's pitching?
His best pitch and go-to is definitely his curveball. He might throw a changeup, so I think a 3-pitch mix. Yeah.
Okay. That is grounded right back up the middle. They're going to go for 2. Lutz.
And we'll get it.
Lutz to
Nice.
Garabedian, and I hope it didn't clip Allen along the way.
I think it did just a little bit.
And where's my little diamond you drew for me? Because, double play. That's going to go just 4-3.
Yeah.
Just 4-3. The smooth fielding Isaiah Lutz with the dagger. And if it did get Allen, it clearly didn't bother him. That was hit right up the middle. That ball was hit pretty hard, Justice. Here's Mathis, who is singled and reached on, got more on an error or whatever they scored it. And 2 other hits. So Mathis having himself a bit of a day. Allen trying to close the door on inning number 6.
Ooh.
And that hits the batter and bounces away. Looked to me like that one just got away from him there, Justice.
Yeah.
The umpire comes out to talk, make sure everything's okay. That will bring Stevens to the plate. That looked worse than evidently it was because he just trotted to first. Thank goodness. The umpire does want time. Yeah, they're going to make sure. Let's hope that Mathis is okay. And I believe there she is. Yes, here comes Caitlin, who you've heard me talk about during some of the public service announcement. Caitlin Krajicek is going to go check on him. I think we might have a concussion protocol in order here, Justice, don't you think?
Yeah.
Anytime a player reaches for his head, I almost feel like it's NJCAA rules that you've got to look at this. And she's coming out with a backpack, so let's just hope this young man is okay. He looks all right, but that's not enough, right? It's not enough. So we'll keep you posted on this. I don't know if she uses an eye test here or what. I would like to learn more about how she approaches this kind of protocol.
We had a player, Finn McLaughlin actually had a concussion early in the year, and if I remember right, I think it's like, what day is it? Just kind of different, like what day of the week? Maybe some other kind of simple questions. Everybody
falls completely silent. We're just trying to, we would be too, but we know some of you listening want to make sure he's okay. Wow, I think that maybe she might be requesting a pinch runner here, gentlemen. She is taking him. Is she taking him off the field?
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Allen there. I mean, that ball just got away from him, and not much you can do. I don't know if she's taking him off permanently or if we're going to get a different runner. Now the umpires are talking to the manager. I can't see very well, but it looks like number 30.
33, yeah.
Is it 33 or 32? It couldn't be 32 because that's Stevens, who's already. It's going to be Jackson Denton running if it's 33. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, in between games is probably when we'll be able to learn more information about Mathis, and we will certainly get back to you about that. Maybe, Justice, you can ask Caitlin, like, in between games when you go get lineups, just if he's okay. And we can report back to y'all. Right now the umpire's explaining to Coach Calhoun something. Coaches are talking. Okay, so it's going to be Denton is the pinch runner. And Stevens stands in. We have 2 outs because of the smooth double play by Lutz. Back to the game. Stevens is now standing in. Allen has had a long wait. That ball misses low, and the count is going to be 1-0. And that is hit into center. It is run down by Mr. Baker. And I don't know what the rules are. Justice suspects this might be it.
Is that game?
That's what people are asking. We're looking. The rules are a little slippery, y'all. In the first game of a 2-frame game, and they do some mercy rule. They change the runs. I think umpires and coaches are figuring it out. But if not, we're just going to roll right into the top of the 7th. And I think the first game was going to be 7. I mean, I think it was a 7-9 setup. No, the Salk is taking the field.
Okay, so I guess
So,
maybe it isn't 8 after
you know,
6.
we have a lot of learning to do about the Byzantine rules, Justice, of it all. Thank you. Baker, it looks like, will be hitting. Okay, let's finally figure out what's up with Kansas City. Kauffman Stadium, number 5.
Okay.
Kansas City, Missouri. You can't dine at Kauffman Stadium without sampling some of the city's famous barbecue, including pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and sausages. Other stadium favorites include buffalo chicken wraps, deep fried tacos. Deep fried tacos. Yes, indeed. Loaded nachos and pizza. Satisfy your cravings for something sweet with a milkshake from Belfonte Ice Cream or a half pint of your favorite flavor from Andy's Frozen Custard. Now, we're going to take a break on the Kansas City on the list for a while, but I will forewarn you that next up is going to be Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. And I have also seen games. I've seen the Rangers at home in Arlington, and I've also been to Houston's Park as well. So those are 2 more stadiums I'd forgotten to mention that I've been at. I saw a 4th of July game, in fact, a Rangers game on the 4th of July one year.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. My gosh, it was hot. Okay, you haven't opened that yet. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be bringing Dylan Baker to the plate, doesn't it?
Yep.
And we're going to be doing so with a 12-4 lead in this bottom frame. Okay, it has been an eventful afternoon here, Justice. And the score is 12-4 in favor of your USCL Lancers, thanks in large part to a nicely turned double play by Lutz at the end of that last frame. Baker takes one for a ride to center, but I don't believe he took it for far enough of a ride. That is going to be out number 1, and it probably is going to bring up Wilson. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Wilson stands in with 1 out. That ball will catch the outside corner. Perone has done pretty well, wouldn't you say, overall? I mean,
yeah.
Stopped the bleeding, as it were. That'll miss on the inside corner, though. Ladies and gentlemen, we will get you an update about that young man, Mathis. In between games, it looks like is going to be our best chance to do that. Brock Mathis. That is golfed into deep left, but I believe it is caught.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, nice play there for the second out by the left fielder. And we will go back to the top of the order with West. Okay. Top of the order with West. 2 outs. Bottom 6. Grounded, but it's a slow roller. They're going to try. And they got him. Wow. Okay.
They're not going to like that call.
Yeah, Calhoun not terribly thrilled about that, but that's what they called it.
So we're going to take a little break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with you in a second.
Okay, we're moving into the top of the 7th here, ladies and gentlemen. With Morgan. Morgan Sky's won a mile high, but it's not, there's no dice there. Top of the 7th, and again, trying to figure out the rules here about the doubleheader. I believe the first end was going to be a 7-inning game anyway.
Yeah.
That is lofted. I believe the right fielder's calling off Lutz. Yes. Welch now. We've made a defensive change here, it looks like. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So, Morgan with a fly to right. That'll bring up Soto, who has had a pretty big day, a double and 2 singles for Salkehatchie. Allen, they hit by pitch. So Allen has shown good stuff, and he escaped with a double play, but he has hit a couple of hitters, He needs to settle down a little bit here, focus on the task in front of him. Rape will stand in now. With a runner on first and no outs. No, 1 out, excuse me. I didn't mean to take an out away from us. That is poured right down the middle, down the kitchen sink there, Justice, for strike 1. Nice pitch there from Allen. That's all you got to do. Just keep throwing darts. And, okay, well, he threw a dart, and it was knocked right back at us. The ball gets away. It squibs into left center. The runner will stop at third. It is a standing double for Rape, and so now runners at second and third for Mr. Faulkner, who has flown out, homered, and walked. So, Salkehatchie trying to threaten again here in their half of the 7th. We'll just have to see what happens, I suppose. Allen settles in, coming out of the stretch here. That is fouled straight back up against the chain link fence for 0-1.
Nice.
And that's poured in too, like butter. Very nicely done. So we're at 0-2 now, I do believe. What's the call there?
Oh, they're gonna say he went.
Did he go?
I didn't think he did.
I didn't think he did either.
Well, they called it as a. We were actually wondering what the call was going to be there, but that is a called strike 3.
We will take it.
We will take it. Palyok stands in now with runners on second and third, and that was the second out. So let's see what we can get here from Allen. Grounded up the middle. Lutz is there. The longest throw. Got him.
Nice.
And I do believe now, yes, high fives are happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the game is over. And moreover, I would add that I do not know if that means that the start time for Game 2 is going to be pushed a little bit because of how long that took. Or we might be back, guys, like in 30 minutes. I mean, who knows? We will find out for you, though, and we'll get the link for Game 2 posted shortly. Thank you so much for joining us for now. Justice, let's sign off, take it home. And we win, by the way, 12-4 most importantly. And we'll be back for Game 2 in just a moment. This is Nick Lawrence. I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes. Can't wait. What about you, Justice?
Yep, great win after, strong start. Let up a little bit towards the end, but good finish. Carried into the second game.